District 9 4A is in full gear, and the McKinney North Bulldogs look to go 6-0 and 3-0 in district tonight. But first, they have to go through the pass-happy Frisco Centennial Titans, who lead the district in passing. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Pizza Hut Park in Frisco, Texas, or Toll Town, as Brandon Helms likes to call it. This is first place versus last place in District 9 4A, but we expect it to be a pretty interesting contest with the, like I mentioned, both teams. One team likes to pass, and one team apparently likes to run now. One team, McKinney North, once was known as a pass-happy team. That's gone. They're on the other end of the spectrum. They like to run now.
Well, it depends who's quarterback, really. You just saw last week Chris Williams kind of came out of nowhere. Who knows? Maybe here comes Vince Stanko again. That's the beauty of the North squad. Who are they? You don't know. You can't plan for it. You want to prepare for a running game? Well, we'll just throw it. You want to prepare? Well, let's run it. It's a brilliant job making the opponent unaware of what's coming. It's beautiful coaching.
One young man we'll be talking about a lot tonight, quarterback Ryan Mosikowski at Frisco Centennial. The quarterback, he's been around for a long time. Seems like he's been around for a long time. He played when he was a freshman. He's now a junior. Career stats on Ryan Mosikowski. Yeah, we got one more year of this guy. He's thrown for 4,333 yards in his career, 25 touchdowns, and the young man can sling it. Now, I tell you what, he throws to 17 different receivers. 17 different receivers have caught passes for Frisco Centennial so far this season. On the flip side, you have McKinney North, and it looks like their quarterback tonight may be Chris Williams, from what we understand. The running quarterback last week had 105 yards on the ground on 15 carries and 3 touchdowns, was our Torchmark player of the game last week, and just two totally different quarterbacks.
Well, and that's the thing, greatness about Chris Williams, and you even pointed this out when we were talking off air. Yeah, he's a good running quarterback, but you have to respect his ability to pass.
Last week was 7 out of 8 in the passing department for 84 yards and 2 touchdowns. And, yeah, you're right. They have to it's one thing if you throw the football just to be throwing it and just to kind of get it out there. But if you're completing 7 out of 8 passes and throwing 2 of those for touchdowns to David Douglas, then the other team has to, kind of sit back and not rely on the run so much.
Well, and the beauty, again, is that Chris Williams can do this with just about any of the receivers. It's not like over at Boyd where, you're going to look for one guy. In this case, you can't just play, okay, we'll play double coverage on him and everybody else in coverage and let's watch the run because, obviously you have to with Boyd. But here, literally any play, you don't know where it's going.
Let's go over the cast of characters here tonight. We've talked to Brandon Helms. We've yet to talk to Jay Lindley, our statistician and color analyst. John Leidy. John Leidy also, he's in the booth right now. He'll be on the sidelines later. Jay, give us your perspective of this football game.
Well, the big thing coming into tonight, you take a look at Frisco Centennial. They were picked 4th in the district. Quite frankly, they've been a disappointment this year. 0-5, 0-2 in district play. Last week, might have missed out on one, had a 42-yard field goal blocked as time expired. Would have tied the game with McKinney Boyd. But the big news, it's the running game. And regardless, ask John Elway what happened to his career once he got a running back. This is a team that does not run the football very well, Brandon. Coming into tonight, averaging right at 13 rushes a game, and for that, just getting 3.3 yards per carry. Don't want to bore people with numbers, but those numbers are significant. Mosikowski throwing the football 40 times a game. He's been picked off 9 times this season, and you brought up the fact he likes slinging the ball around 17 different receivers, but I think that hurts him as well because he doesn't have a go-to guy.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right in that aspect, that he doesn't have one guy like a David Douglas to just keep hammering the ball to. No individual has stepped forward and said, I want the ball.
And that's the other great thing about having a running game. You can look at it with Chase Barrett for North in the past. When you have guys who can't step back and pass, like you're going to see the North defense do today because they can't run the ball, well then your lack of a go-to receiver is even more apparent because you have more guys out in the secondary.
Well, we are at Pizza Hut Park in Toll Town, Texas, and John Leidy has some information about Pizza Hut Park. John, go ahead.
Soccer stadium that was built in coordination both with private and public funds through the Hunt Sports Group. The City of Frisco, Collin County, and the Frisco Independent School District actually partnered in building this new facility that features 17 championship-quality soccer fields that are adjacent to over 21,000 seats in the state-of-the-art stadium. It's located here in Frisco, Texas. The stadium is actually home of the FC Dallas Major League Soccer team, along with MLS and international soccer matches. Major concerts, high school football games, and numerous other community events are held at this 140-acre facility that they use about 300 plus days a year, and will host an estimated 1.4 million spectators annually in the Pizza Hut Park. It's also the second of 3 specific locations that the MLS has built just for soccer only. Back up to y'all.
All right, thanks, John. And John is
loves Pizza Hut Park.
John is actually up in the booth with us. We're trying to trick you there. But John, since you're up here in the booth, let me go ahead and ask you one thing about this field. As you look down, normally you're on the field. What do you see that we might have problems with tonight from this field?
I even spoke with some of the referees before the game, and they said the biggest problem that they're going to have is that, being that this is a soccer field and there was a soccer game here last night, the lines for the soccer field are still on the field along with the football game, with football lines. Also, the hash marks that are normally on the sideline, that when there's a ball thrown out of bounds or run that's near the out of bounds, that they locate the ball on the hash mark to mark the ball, and the hash marks aren't there. So the referee said they're probably going to have to use the chain a bunch tonight, which is going to maybe slow this game down as far as time-wise. So we're looking maybe for a 3.5 to 4 hour game here tonight, maybe.
And maybe 2 minutes on each timeout.
And I did talk about trying to get 2 minutes for all the timeouts and everything. And this crew, I talked with every single person. They said they agreed that we'll get 2 minutes tonight.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
We're just asking for 60 seconds, but we'll take 2 minutes.
You mix in the no hash marks on the sidelines and 40 passing attempts a game by Frisco Centennial. We could be here till 11:30 tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a late night. Going to be a late night tonight. Thanks, John, for that sideline or press box report. I tell you what, it is week 6, and I still don't have John Leidy and Jay Lindley. I don't have that down yet. You'd think I'd have that down by now. Anyway, Frisco Centennial and McKinney North tonight. It is 6-0 or 5-0 versus 0-5. We'll have the Coaches Show and Senior Spotlight coming up here in a moment. Don't go anywhere. 97.5 KLAK. Welcome back to Pizza Hut Park in Toll Town. Monty Walker along with Brandon Helms and Jay Lindley and John Leidy. The McKinney North Bulldogs are in their big Bulldog tunnel about to break through. They're in their white uniforms with white pants and orange helmets. And the Frisco Centennial Titans in all red tonight. That scarlet red. Red pants, red jerseys. And I believe those blue helmets. I think those are dark navy blue, almost black looking helmets.
Yeah, sort of similar to SMU style. A little darker.
And the McKinney North Bulldogs looking again once again they're looking to go 6-0. And here they come out of their helmet. This is a beautiful place. We have the scoreboard over here, so we may even have replay tonight because right now they're showing live footage on this scoreboard. Again, Pizza Hut Park, this is where they play soccer. The FC Dallas play here on a regular basis. They built this park basically for that. There's been concerts here. The concert stage is on our left. I think I can't exactly remember who's played here before, concert-wise, but now the Frisco Centennial.
Well, Kenny Chesney was here just this past summer.
Oh yeah, he's been here twice. Hasn't he? He's a resident of Toll Town, nearly.
Not that I'm a Chesney fan or anything. I just happen to know that.
Well, the coin toss happened just a few moments ago. We weren't able to air it live because we were in commercial break, but the Frisco Centennial Titans won the toss. They deferred, so McKinney North will be receiving the ball in the first half here. And I believe, did I see McKinney North moving right to left?
Yeah, they will be receiving on the north end of the end zone. Have the wind. They'll be facing the wind to open up this contest. That may have some impact on how much they run the football versus throwing the football as well.
And talking about running versus passing the football, Frisco Centennial they won't run it. They basically will not run the football. Some teams will say, well, you got to run the football to start, to open up the passing game. Well, they don't believe that at all. Matter of fact, the running back, Aaron Kirkpatrick, has 10 carries this season. The backup running back, Jason Rue, 5 carries this season. Their leading rusher is actually the quarterback, Ryan Mosikowski, 31 carries, 98 yards.
Well, Kirkpatrick, you said 10 carries on the season. He actually has more receptions than he has carries. He's got 19 coming into tonight.
Well, and that begs the question, is it a case of they don't believe in the running game or they can't? Because, you've heard that saying, the definition of stupidity is doing something over and over again and expecting different results. Well, they just may not be able to run it.
Well, let's look at last year. Frisco Centennial, same head coach. Last year, the leading rusher, quarterback Ryan Mosikowski, 82 carries, 269 yards. Damon Pitts has come close to having that in one game.
Yeah, and that does beg the question. Maybe it's a situation where the coach doesn't believe in the running.
And it very well may be a case of not being able to run the football. Last week against Boyd, 21 carries, only 65 yards. So that could very well be a possibility.
Well, as the game nearing the start, we're waiting for the national anthem. There's about a minute left on the scoreboard. And I will say this, there's a lot of deficiencies of playing in a soccer-designed stadium. But those pro amenities you were talking about, I do like that scoreboard. There's a very snazzy score. If you can't read what the score is or what time's left or anything like that, you need an eye exam, and it's pretty nice.
And I'm one of those who needs eye examinations. But hey, that's a pretty big screen over there. I can read that pretty well. We're about ready for the national anthem, as you mentioned, and can't really tell about the crowd on the far sideline at McKinney North because this stadium is pretty big, and what looks like a big crowd at home looks like a small crowd here because there's just simply so many seats over there, and I think we're ready for the national anthem. A nice rendition of our national anthem. It was kind of hard to make out there. This isn't a great place for acoustics, even though they have concerts here, which doesn't make a lot of sense. But
well, and the thing is, when you're on the stage, the sound travels, especially in our direction, more toward us, and they've got the thing overhead,
and you have speakers.
Yeah, and here,
which helps.
Here in this particular game, the stands are virtually empty. So I mean that really hurts because there's no, not to get technical on you, but there's no sound absorption. Just know that playing in an empty stadium doesn't help.
Well, I was wrong in saying that McKinney North would be moving right to left because they will actually be opening this game moving left to right. So McKinney North will have their backs to the south end zone, to the north end zone rather, and Frisco Centennial will be moving from south to north, which is right to left from our vantage point. Jay?
That was it.
Okay.
That was it.
All right.
Well, back to the game.
Well, one thing, we talked about Centennial and how they don't run the football. One thing should be pointed out about McKinney North coming into tonight, they have the 5th, 6th, and 7th leading rushers in the district. They will run the football. Last week, of course, 3 players rushing nearly over 100 yards.
Damon Pitts and David Douglas back to return this kick. They both are 3rd and 4th in the district in kick returns. Douglas, of course, took one back 94 a couple of weeks ago. The kick is going to go to Douglas. He's going to take it at the goal line. Comes up to the 5, up the left hash to the 10, breaks away for a moment and spins out of a tackle up to about the 15-yard line before he's knocked back. And they'll give him forward progress to the 16. After this first down play, we'll give you the McKinney North starting offense as they come out 1st and 10 from their own 16-yard line.
Monty, this is a game where you expect your team to focus on fundamentals. This does have the possibility to be one of those where the team didn't focus too hard in practice. They overlooked the team because they're not good. So if you play solid fundamentals, especially on offense, you're going to do just fine. So let's hope they do that.
Football once again, and Chick-fil-A at 75 and 380 in McKinney.
And it is Chris Williams.
11 o'clock every Friday night after the game.
And Williams will hand it off up the middle, and that's Damon Pitts. He'll make his way out to the 23-yard line.
Come on in for an old-fashioned hands.
Well, definitely a good start. You know, we talked about right now this is a team that has gone from a running or passing team to a running team. Well, right there you pick up 8 yards on first down. That's a great way to start the drive.
Second down. And this is going to be the end around reverse, and that's going to be Douglas, who makes his way up to the 25 and knocked down just before he got out of bounds at the 26-yard line, close to a first down. It's going to be very close, and I believe they'll signal it is a first down for McKinney North on the end around reverse to David Douglas.
Well, not a great play from what it gained, but like I said, you got a great burst on first down. And so what happened is the Frisco defense was able to stretch David Douglas, but when you only need 2 to 3 yards, it's easy to get that even if the play's well defended.
And we'll give you the McKinney North starting offense after this first down play. Here's a man in motion. That's Matthews. And Williams, the quarterback, hands off up the middle. Fruit Cole. And Cole is brought down behind the line of scrimmage, a loss of a yard. Here is your McKinney North starting offense.
Houston Beasley, left tackle.
Trent Bledel, left guard.
Taylor Douth at center.
Colton Duncan, right guard.
Taylor Amadon, right tackle.
Aaron Matthews, tight end.
Chris Allen, wide receiver.
Ty Crump, receiver.
David Douglas, wide receiver.
Charles Cole, running back.
Vince Stanko, quarterback.
Actually, Chris Williams at quarterback tonight. Here's Williams. He's going to fake the hand, throwing out to Douglas, who caught it up to the 30. Look out to the 35, up to the 40-yard line. A first down for David Douglas. Another big catch as he moves the chains there.
Well, I tell you, North, I didn't catch the receiver, and hopefully I'll be able to catch it here on replay. There was a receiver out on the far side who looked like he might have been blocking before that pass was thrown and caught by Douglas, which would be a pass interference. But they didn't rule it that way, so illegal pick is what it's called.
First down and 10, moving left to right, McKinney North. Williams is going to run it, right tackle. Has a little running room up to the 45, makes a man miss, down a yard short of midfield at the 49-yard line. It's close to another first down, about a 9-yard gain for Chris Williams on first down, and they're moving. They're basically moving at will.
Yeah, nice job on the right side there by tackle Taylor Amadon. He was able to create a nice little hole there to run through by basically taking his man off the line of scrimmage.
Second down and about 1 for McKinney North. Matthews goes in motion, shotgun. Whistles will blow before this one could get underway. Brandon, if you'll check what the flag is, I'll go over the starting lineup for Frisco Centennial. Ray Baker up front, Jay Laurent and Aaron Moore. They have DJ Miller and Aaron Kirkpatrick's the cornerbacks. The linebackers, A.J. Baez, Max Marr, and Chris Murray. The strong safety, Brian Benaby, and Jared Turner, and also the free safety, Antoine Mitchell.
Penalty is simple, a man in motion on the offensive line, false start.
Second down, and, well, the scoreboard says 4. I'm going to say 6. This is going to be a handoff up the middle. Fruit Cole busts through past the 50 down to the 45-yard line, and another first down on the ground for McKinney North. So they'll move the chains once again into Frisco Centennial territory, and it is 1st and 10.
Yeah, it was strong safety Jared Turner who was able – he didn't really make the tackle, so well he did, but he was able to hold on to the jersey of Fruit Cole and prevent him from getting that burst that would have taken a lot further, allowing his other teammates to catch up.
9-12 and rolling, flag down. Williams runs over left tackle. He's spun down at the 41-yard line, but this one again will probably come back.
Well, believe it was an offsides because they threw that flag right at the start of the snap, and generally that only happens when the defense is offsides and you don't call the play dead.
Well, and flags came from both sides of the field, so the line judge is on top of things.
Well, they did call a penalty against Frisco Centennial as well. Let's go over the officials for tonight. The referee, Steve Smith. We've had this crew quite a bit this year. The umpire,
good solid crew.
The umpire, Lee Smith. The head linesman, Tommy Gilliam. The line judge, Gary Land. And the back judge, Justin Pierce. As it'll be ruled 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. This is Williams. He's going to give to Fruit Cole up the middle, who will fight for a couple of yards to about the 37-yard line. So it'll bring up 3rd and about 2.5, maybe 3 yards.
Monty, I want you to do me a favor, and I don't know how easily you'll be able to do it when you're calling the game, but if you watch the line of scrimmage, look how much push the two guards and center get at the defensive line right as the ball is snapped. I mean, that is a huge and valuable tool.
Douglas split out wide left. Shotgun formation for Williams, who runs the option to the left. He's in trouble, caught behind the line, pushes forward for about a yard maybe. But it'll be third. I said 3rd down a moment ago. It'll actually be 3rd down now.
I'm still curious as to how Chris Williams, he was wrapped up by one guy and he didn't move. Then 3 other guys came, and that's when he got the surge forward. So he basically pushed 3 Centennial defenders who were holding him forward for a yard after he was already stopped in momentum.
Gary Bottlinger into the game for McKinney North on the 2 tight end formation. Williams and Cole in the backfield. Moving left to right is McKinney North. Shotgun. Handoff, Cole up the middle, and he is brought down after about another half-yard gain. So it'll be 4th down for McKinney North at the Frisco Centennial 36-yard line.
And I always say as a running back, you don't want to leave your feet. I don't know that he would have had any other chances, but what happened as soon as he got in the air, a defender grabbed his left shoulder and basically made the tackle by slamming him to the ground because he didn't have control.
Kind of in no man's land here on 4th down. Not enough. You don't really want to punt it here because you're far enough down, but this is not in Stephen Meyer's field goal range. So Williams is going to throw, and who does he go to? David Douglas makes the catch down to the 25, and about 7 red jerseys trying to bring him down, and finally they'll rule him down at the 21-yard line. A big first down for David Douglas. They'll move the sticks with 7:03 on the clock.
Well, it's like I commented earlier with Chris Williams moving a pile after his momentum had stopped. David Douglas's momentum wasn't stopped. But as you said, 7 guys couldn't bring him down. Now, while we know these are good offensive players, maybe this is why Centennial gives up a lot of points.
1st down and 10. Williams, handoff, Cole, right guard, hit at the line of scrimmage and down after a couple of yards inside the 20 to the 18-yard line with 6:52 and rolling. No score yet at Pizza Hut Park, McKinney North and Frisco Centennial.
Well, as I say that, the defense not that great. There is a big man at nose tackle, Jay Laurent, who's able to at least hold his own against the offensive line on some plays.
Shotgun, they fake the hand, and Williams is going to throw it out to Davis, who makes the catch, but a nice play by the cornerback out there. Actually, as the linebacker, A.J. Baez makes the stop soon as, was that Allen? I believe it was Chris Allen who made the catch. Allen makes the catch, only his 5th of the year, but he was popped as soon as he caught it.
Well, and that play was very similar to what they ran earlier with David Douglas catching it after a pick, although this time the defender didn't get picked.
Allen and Douglas split out wide right, Douglas to the left. And Cole and Williams in the backfield. Shotgun formation. They roll left. Williams rolling left, looking, fakes the pump, and brings it in and runs for about a 7-yard gain up to about the 12-yard line. It actually runs out of bounds about a yard or maybe 2 yards shy of the 1st down mark.
And on that play, Williams was able to escape to the left side of the field and got past the initial wave of defenders, what they call the men in the box, if you will, the defenders and the linebacker. He needed to get a block from David Douglas, which was going to be tough for the receiver since he was out in his pattern and not in a position to block. And it was ultimately that man who made the tackle.
It'll be a 30-yard attempt for Stephen Meyer on 4th down. Meyer, it's on the tee. The kick is very low, and does that one limp through? Nice. Oh, my goodness. It went through barely over the crossbar. Not a proud kick by Stephen Meyer, but he made it.
And I believe it was tipped, too.
5:44 left to go here in the first quarter. McKinney North on the board, 3-0. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. 3-0. McKinney North in the lead after the Stephen Meyer 30-yard field goal. Jay, how about an American Bank of Texas scoring drive recap?
14 plays, 65 yards, and 6 minutes and 16 seconds capped off the clock. And like you said, a 30-yard field goal. I thought it was very important there, running the clock, keeping the ball out of the hands of Ryan Mazakowski.
Yeah, Mazakowski has yet to touch the football, but he'll get it here in a moment as McKinney North Stephen Meyer is about to boot it away.
Well, and if your offense can run half a quarter off every drive, you're going to limit this game.
And the kick is up. It's in the air. It's going to be taken at the 10-yard line. Coming up the right hash is Leva. Look out. He's gone. That's actually DJ Miller. Miller at the 35-30, 25-20. Kiss him goodbye. It is a long 90-yard touchdown for DJ Miller. And Frisco Centennial is on the board, and they're on top of McKinney North early on here tonight.
Give credit to Miller. He had the speed, but he didn't make that return. His linemen, his blockers on the return held every single one of the McKinney North return team. And as soon as he got past that initial wave and the blockers held that block, he was gone. There was nobody, not even Stephen Meyer, who would be able to catch him.
Call him DJ Miller, call him DeMarcus Miller, call him the kick returner. 5:32 left to go in the first. Leva's on for the extra point, and it's on the tee. The kick's up. The kick's very high, and it's good. 7-3, Frisco Centennial in the lead over McKinney North. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. Hello, Monty Walker. Well, another change in the scoreboard here as DJ Miller goes 90 on the kick return from Stephen Meyer for Frisco Centennial, and now Frisco Centennial leads McKinney North 7-3, and people around North Texas getting that score will be a little bit shocked. Here's Michael Leva going to kick this one away. It's going to David Douglas is going to take it about 8 yards deep in the end zone, and he downs it. So McKinney North will get the ball at the 20. How about an American Bank of Texas scoring drive recap?
Real quick, 12 seconds, 90 yards returned by DJ Miller. I said, it was a good thing to keep the ball out of the hands of Ryan Mazakowski. Apparently, probably should have kept the ball out of the hands of DJ Miller. He made quick work of that return.
Well, again, give credit to those blockers. Nobody touched him. That's easy to return it when that happens.
Well, it's almost like the coverage team got down too quickly because when they got there, there was a wide open hole.
Well, that not a single blocker let their man go too. Very nice job.
Well, North with the ball back, moving left to right with 5:32 left to go in the first quarter. And this is going to be a handoff to Fruit Cole, who bounces his way out left side, off left tackle. Instead of hitting it straight up the hole, he tried to bounce it out. Only gains about maybe a yard and a half. It'll be second down at about 8.5.
Monty, you're a guru on stats here, and I'm curious if you have this one. How many yards does the Centennial defense give up on the ground? Do you have that somewhere?
I do, actually.
I figured so. You've got stats for everything.
On the ground, so far, they've given up 1,456 yards.
232 yards per game.
Okay, so, yeah, they should be able to run the ball in this one.
Well, here's Fruit Cole running up the middle, and he just barrels his way for another yard. So it'll be third down and long for McKinney North with 4:46 and rolling here in the first. And trailing Frisco Centennial 7-3.
Well, I mean, these last few plays, including what happened in the drive that culminated in a field goal, this Centennial team for the last, I'm going to guess, 4 or 5, have really held Fruit Cole and the North offense in check.
Well, you would think with Frisco Centennial giving up 1,400 yards and McKinney North rushing for over 1,100 yards, that's what would be the focus of this game. Is the running game for McKinney North, and that has not really opened up, at least in this series.
It's still early.
Chris Williams in shotgun on third and long is going to run the option to the left, and he's going to keep it around the left. And he's got the first down up to the 33-yard line. A nice run there. Instead of pitching it, he just kept it, and he's got the speed to get to the corner.
Well, here's another concern I have about this stadium. Because it's natural grass on the sidelines, you've got a lot of pokey things that can ruin a turf field. Well, you saw there Chris Williams you did, the listeners at home, I'll describe it for you, running off to the sideline and hit that white tarp. And I don't know if the tarp caused him to fall or if that was just his momentum falling that way. But that's something you got to watch out for.
1st and 10 for McKinney North. Fruit Cole in the backfield along with quarterback Chris Williams. And Cole's going to get the handoff. He kind of shifts his legs a little bit, got caught from behind behind the line of scrimmage for a moment, and then fought his way forward for a few yards up to the 35-yard line. Still in McKinney North territory.
Yeah, the nice job by Fruit by not giving up on the play, because it looked like he was going to be down right around the line of scrimmage. But, again, maybe that's why they give up yards. They didn't tackle. But Centennial hasn't tackled very well. 3:26 and rolling in the first. McKinney North trailing Frisco Centennial 7-3. Running the option is Williams. He makes a nice fake, but right there to make a good stop for Frisco Centennial is the linebacker Chris McMurray. And right there, Chris Williams committed a big mistake, not because he didn't pitch the ball, but because he cut it up underneath. And Centennial's really all game has done a good job of pursuit. And the way the option is blocked by design, you're supposed to go outside. So the defenders were right where they were supposed to be. It's just Chris Williams didn't pitch it or stay to the outside.
After this third down play, we'll check down with our sideline extraordinaire, John Leidy, who's down there on the McKinney North side. 3rd down and 6, we'll call it. Williams rolling left, looking to throw, and he overshoots David Douglas a little bit too high. It'll be 4th down. John Leidy, go ahead and give us your perspective on what's going on down the sideline so far.
And guys, y'all are actually taking the words right out of my mouth. We have something that I do like that Centennial's done. They've got the 2 big men in the middle, and they're giving McKinney North a problem with trying to move the 2 big guys out. That's what the offensive line has been focusing on, trying to run the ball up the middle, and they've stayed consistent with doing that. Also, I like the pursuit to the ball by Centennial. I'd like to see McKinney North get over it and push David Douglas, Charles Cole further down the hill on those plays. Back up to y'all.
All right, thanks a lot, John Leidy, down on the sidelines. It'll be 4th down and punting time for David Douglas, who shoots a low line drive end-over-end kick. That's going to be taken at the 33-yard line and had the legs taken out of DJ Miller this time. A nice play by the McKinney North Bulldogs to make sure he didn't go anywhere on that one.
A 32-yard punt there, and really nothing on the return by DJ Miller. And again, you talk about he returned that for a touchdown, and that's why I give credit to the blocker. He was basically dancing left, dancing right, trying to find something, and ultimately nothing happened. And so instead of just charging forward for a few yards, he tried to make that something out of nothing and ended up getting no gain.
Right after this play, we'll give you the McKinney North starting defense. On 1st and 10 for Ryan Mosikowski and Frisco Centennial moving right to left. First time he's touched the ball tonight. There's 2:27 left to go in the first, and whistles will blow before this one can get underway. Let's go ahead and give you the McKinney North starting defense.
Sam Kamani, DN. Zach Gagnon, defense tackle.
Tex, nose guard.
Jace Boyd, defensive end. Brody Nelson, inside linebacker. Colton Floyd, inside linebacker. Kyle Dancy, defensive. Ice Scott, DB. Chris Williams, safety. Marquise Malloy Timms, safety.
Well, we have the score. We have the Red Sox over the Indians 5-1 in the bottom of the 5th. Right here at 7-3, Frisco Centennial over McKinney North. And moving right to left is Ryan Mosikowski and Frisco Centennial. Mosikowski has 1,307 yards passing on the season. And he throws right, and it's caught. Michael Leba makes the catch at the 41-yard line. And what was 1st and 15, well, Brandon is saying there's a holding call.
Yeah, a flag came out on the far side there, and it was in the middle of the passing, the drop back, and usually that's an indication it's going to be a hold. Although it's going to be a sideline warning. What do I know? On McKinney.
Up front for Frisco Centennial, Ryan Parikas, Aaron Moore, Kenny Smith, Randall Bell, and Joe Kopolansky. Michael Leba and Jerian Prince split out wide. Mosikowski, the quarterback, DeMarcus Miller, who returned 90-yard kick earlier, along with Brian Singer in the slot and Aaron Kirkpatrick, the running back. It'll be 2nd down and 3 with 2:02 and rolling here in the first. Frisco Centennial on top, 7-3. Shotgun formation for Mosikowski. Everybody tight. Drops back 3 steps, looks right. Now looks left. Flushed out of the pocket. He scrambles up the middle. He's going to have the first down at the 45, up to midfield at the 50-yard line. And Ryan Mosikowski gets the job done with his feet instead of his arm.
Well, at this point, I might tell you who made the tackle, but I don't think you can credit your own team. DeMarcus Miller was going to try to block somebody behind him, which is a mistake right there. If you're behind, you're likely not going to catch a speedy guy. You should have turned around and tried to block somebody in the secondary. But as he was trying to block, he ended up making contact with Mosikowski and essentially made the tackle for him.
First down and 10 for Frisco Centennial. Leading 7-3 over McKinney North, moving right to left. This is going to be a handoff, a rare handoff for Frisco Centennial, and it's going to be Kirkpatrick on the, look like a counter play to the left side, and Kirkpatrick's going to gain about 5 yards on first down, so it'll be second down and about 5.
Well, that may be the biggest running play of the game for Centennial.
It may be the only.
We weren't expecting it, so they're in pass coverage, and that's why it just surprises me they can't run the ball at least somewhat better because everybody's dropping back for a pass.
Leba and Miller on the right side split out. Mosikowski is going to drop back 3-step, flag down, looking across, and it's caught for a first down by his slot back.
Miller again.
And that is Miller who makes the catch, but there is a flag down at the 45-yard line,
and
right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and going back to why they can't run, it's also curious because it's a lot harder for a lineman to pass block than it is for a lineman to run block. So obviously they have the ability to pass, so that tells me that the line can block. I don't know. This is a curious team. I mean, Centennial is about as weird as they come.
Well, and this is a team, though, has been penalized. They're averaging 6.5 penalties a game coming into tonight. They're third already. That may be part of the problem. Maybe some of those runs are being called back because of false starts and whatnot, and they're being forced to pass. Who knows?
You know what? I don't think offense has been a really big problem with Frisco Centennial as much as their defense. They've given up 173 points this year. Their offense, I think, is okay. They've got a great quarterback, but may need some help up front. You may be right on that, Jay. Mosikowski setting up the screen, and the pass is going to be incomplete. He was trying to hit Kirkpatrick, his tailback, but Kirkpatrick's feet came out from underneath him.
Yeah, that's as simple as that. It was a really well-designed screen. There were 2 McKinney defenders there, as were 2 Centennial Titans, and they were blocking very effectively at that point. If he hadn't have fallen, that could have been a first down play. So McKinney North dodging a bullet there.
It'll be third down and long for Frisco Centennial, moving right to left. 24 seconds on the first quarter clock, leading 7-3. Shotgun, 3-step drop. Mosikowski looks across the middle and has a man, and it is caught for a first down. His wide receiver out there, Jarian Prince, makes the catch. Only his 5th catch of the year. He came in with 4 catches for 6 yards, and that'll be his 5th catch, and that's for about 10 yards.
Yeah,
12 yards, Jay says.
And that's probably his biggest catch. And you know what? The thing is, right now, the Titans are passing really well. It's not because McKinney North's in bad coverage. There has yet to be a yard after the catch because these guys are being tackled immediately.
That's the end of the first quarter, and Frisco Centennial's got to be happy. They have the lead, 7-3. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. 7-3, a surprising score here at Pizza Hut Park in Frisco. Frisco Centennial leading McKinney North. As we change sides now, Mosikowski looking down the field, throwing the home run ball down to Leba, and it's just over his head and incomplete at the 10-yard line. Going for the big strike there on first down. It'll be incomplete. Bring up second down and 10 from the McKinney North 37-yard line.
Definitely call I like. First down, you're not expecting it. You've been throwing the short passes. Why not go long? The defender and the receiver there got a little tangled up, and luckily the ball was a bit overthrown anyway, so there was no chance of a penalty of any sort there.
Shotgun as always for Mosikowski and just about every high school football team these days. Second down and 10. Mosikowski wearing number 18 drops back, throws, caught, and a gain of about 6 yards. On the catch was his receiver Brian Singer, who is the leading receiver on the team for Frisco Centennial. 17 catches, 302 yards, and 2 touchdowns coming in. But remember, Mosikowski has completed passes to 17 different receivers this year.
Seems like he's done on this drive.
There's Mosikowski trapped behind the backfield and now shakes it and gets out and almost completes a pass to Michael Leba. but as he's going down, the ball comes out of his hands, and that would have been close to a first down.
Yeah, and this is what I talk about, Monty. It's not bad coverage out there. On the last play, Michael Scott, he tackled the receiver immediately, which means it's not bad coverage. And on this play, if he would have hung on to the ball, it would have been a catch. But he was, again, right there. So, right now, Moskowski's just a good quarterback.
Here's Moskowski, same situation McKinney North was in earlier. It's fourth down, but too far to kick. And really, you're close enough to try to go for the first down. And they draw McKinney North off sides. Moskowski going down the field. And it is almost intercepted. Great coverage back there by McKinney North. Chris Williams goes up over Brian Singer and knocks the ball out, but I believe McKinney North may have jumped off sides.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Monty. And this brings up, if Moskowski doesn't see him jump off sides, do they run a different play? You don't know. But, again, I will tell you this. Never when you commit a penalty does it help.
That was a brilliant call by the coaching staff from Frisco Centennial to bring in the delayed call.
And I tell you, we talk about this is his third year as a starter. Moskowski is a smart quarterback.
It seems like I was talking to Coach Prattwood, but it seems like he's been around for 10 years.
Yeah.
He's going to hand off this time, and that's Kirkpatrick. And the ball, I thought the ball was on the turf for a moment.
It was.
And it looks like McKinney North has it. Chris Williams comes up with the football. Chris Williams, the safety, coming up, picks the ball off the turf, and it's going the other way.
Boy, it's not often you'll see the referee who sees the play and will eventually make the call just casually walk up to a pile like that. I was like, come on, guys, I know you had to see that one. But like I said, this is a great crew. They're right on top of it. And hey, this may be another example of why they don't run the football. That's a clear example of you should hang on to the ball. I don't even think he was hit that caused him to lose it.
That is Chris Williams' second fumble recovery of the year.
And he's back out now running the offense. That's a play right there.
Moving right to left, McKinney North with 11:10 left to go in the second quarter, down 7-3. Williams, he's going to give the handoff, and that's Damon Pitts. There's a flag down. Pitts gained 9 yards on first down, but I'm going to believe this one's going to come back.
Yeah, 90% of the time when the back judge throws a flag on a run up the middle like that, you're going to see a holding call.
Nothing against Fruit Cole here, but Damon Pitts seems to be a little bit quicker getting through that offensive line.
Oh, I agree.
And there will be a holding call, pushing the ball back 5 yards, so it'll be 1st and 15 for McKinney North. That'll push it back to their own 18-yard line, 17. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a 10-yard penalty, so it'll go back to the 14-yard line. Big penalty. 13-yard line.
That's their third penalty of the night as well. 3 penalties for 20 yards.
Well, if you have to take a positive out of it, it happened on first down, so you still have 3 downs to score. And this is still a big play offense.
David Douglas near side, split out wide left. Pitts in the backfield. He's going to get it. Up the middle, makes one man miss, and goes down at about the 17-yard line. So about a 4-yard gain on first down to bring up still second down and long. Very long.
How does this team give up 232 yards rushing a game?
Well, they look good tonight. And they're going to hand off once again Pitts, and right there to make the stop is Max Marr. And it looks like Frisco Centennial has really scouted out this running game for McKinney North. They've been right there to shut them down all night long.
Well, yeah. You almost have to wonder if they didn't see this last week with McKinney Boyd. Boyd came in here and ran all over the Titans. That may be part of the case.
Yeah, well, apparently they've been run over all year. Why are the previous 5 games no different? They look good. I'm surprised.
Douglas in motion. They're going to give him the handoff on the reverse again, and he has nowhere to go. He's caught behind the line of scrimmage, and a big loss back to the 12-yard line. They'll give him forward progress to the 13, but Frisco Centennial once again had that one sniffed out, and it's punt time for David Douglas. Douglas will have to stand at his own 2-yard line. Maybe, no, now he's going to go back to the goal line to punt this one away. A left-footed punter with 9:31 enrolling here in the second quarter. Frisco Centennial on top, 7-3, and now another flag down.
Well, it's not a delay game, and the offense wasn't set, so really curious. Legal substitution, legal shift. You can't do that on defense, can you? Curious.
Just a 5-yarder, though. So,
well, I mean, right now, Centennial's going to get the ball in great field position, so even that little bit helps.
All you baseball fans, Boston up on top of Cleveland 8-1 now.
Wow. And Douglas does have the wind at his back, too, although it's not a direct wind.
So he will stand at his own 4-yard line. Douglas takes his time here and gets off a low line drive kick that's going to bounce at the 47-yard line and now roll into Frisco Centennial territory. Kyle Dancy will down it at the 43-yard line. So McKinney North not looking real good so far.
31-yard punt there.
And, maybe are they a little sluggish? Is this the Cowboys versus Bills type situation from last week? I don't know.
Well, let's hope so, I guess. But I tell you right now, this doesn't look like the defense the stats show.
41-yard punt. Thank you.
1st and 10 for Frisco Centennial. Ryan Mosikowski coming out, trying to move his troops down the field and extend this lead, which is something we didn't think we would hear tonight.
Yeah.
Mosikowski, 2-step drop, fakes to the right, throws down the middle, has a man wide open at the 33, makes Chris Williams miss, to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, touchdown Frisco Centennial. Brian Singer hauls it in, the leading receiver from Ryan Mosikowski and Frisco Centennial. And right now, Frisco Centennial has all the momentum, and it's shades of Monday night.
Well, so far throughout their possessions on Centennial, I've been saying that North has been there on coverage. Boy, that is not the case there. There was no one there. I mean, there was a huge seam. A nice job of the Centennial offense for finding it.
Well, this will be Michael Leva on for the extra point, and it is good. So, there's flags on the play. The whistle's blowing. We'll have to check to see what this one is.
Of course, it'd be hard to tell if the whistles came before the snap since the band was, brightly excited.
Now, was that 57 yards on the touchdown? I believe it was.
They're going to wave off the flag.
So it'll be 14-3. Frisco Centennial in the lead. Uh-oh! 8:52 left to go in the second. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. Welcome back to Pizza Hut Park, where Frisco Centennial leads McKinney North 14-3. Jay, how about an American Bank of Texas scoring drive recap?
One play, 11 seconds, a 57-yard touchdown reception by the sophomore Ryan Singer. Get this, guys, the 2 scoring drives tonight, a combined 23 seconds for Frisco Centennial.
That's fast.
Can you really say the first one was a drive?
Yeah. Well, here's Frisco Centennial. Michael Leva is about to boot this one away. Leva kicks it. It's straight right down the field, and it's going to be taken by David Douglas in the middle of the field. Casually strolling his way up to the 20-yard line. Is taken down there. David Douglas is not a guy. He's one of those guys who kind of glides, and he may be running fast, but he doesn't look like he's running fast at all.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out, Monty, if that's just the way I'm interpreting it, or if this, because I'll be honest, McKinney North does not look as quick to the punch as they have all season long. I mean, they're getting tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Fruit Cole looks like he's just kind of...
Well, and they're going to re-kick. Apparently, Centennial, one of their gunners, offside, so Douglas will have another shot at this one.
Boy, and there's no excuse for that at this stage of the season.
Well, Leva will be kicking from the 35-yard line. Glad to see all of you McKinney North fans across the way there here at Pizza Hut Park. Saw with my binoculars, some of you on with headphones. So
wave at us if you hear us.
Glad to see you tuning in over there. Oh, I see some fans waving at us.
All right.
14-3, Frisco Centennial in the lead. Michael Leva is going to kick this one away. It's going to be a high pooch kick this time. It's going to be taken at the 24-yard line by Damon Pitts, who dives forward to the 35. And McKinney North will start there, moving right to left. I said that was Damon Pitts. It was not. It was Devontae Williams.
Well, and right there, it shows that sometimes a penalty yard's not really measured in what's marked off, because that's a huge change in field position. It's going down as a 5-yard penalty, but now North starting at the 34 instead of around the 20. So that definitely worked out for the Bulldogs.
Well, and their best starting point on the field tonight. That's the best that they've started here. Basically, that's a 14-yard swing.
1st and 10 for McKinney North, moving right to left. Douglas will come near side. There's 8:43 left to go in the second quarter. Douglas goes in motion. Williams is going to fake the hand. No, he's going to throw it to Douglas. Who wants to throw it? And he's hit as he's thrown. And they'll rule it an incomplete pass because the ball came out. He was throwing it, and he was hit by, I believe, Max Marr as soon as he threw it. So it'll be an incomplete pass. It was a reverse throw.
Yeah, and David Douglas is an athlete and seeing on the replay. Clearly the correct call. The hand was in motion. The thing that I'm curious about, you remember earlier in the year we saw Vince Stengel throwing blocks. Chris Williams just let that guy go. I mean, you got to at least get a chip on the shoulder or something.
Williams standing in shotgun formation on 2nd down and 10. And Frisco Centennial, I thought, jumped, but I think it's going to be that right side of the offensive line for McKinney North. Taylor Amadon.
Yeah, that's, again, penalties. I mean, it's bad enough you're looking at 2nd and 10 and haven't been able to run the ball, which is what you're supposed to do. Now you're going to get a 5-yard false start penalty. Wow, I just didn't envision this series of events.
And you got to give credit to the front three, though, for Centennial. Ray Baker and Aaron Moore, they're the ones that caused that penalty.
It'll be 2nd down and 15 for McKinney North. And Williams is going to run the option to the right side. This time he pitches it. Damon Pitts spins out of one tackle, but only gains a couple of yards up to the 31-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and long again.
Can I just an observation here? They've thrown to David Douglas twice.
David Douglas, remember, has caught at least one touchdown in 7 consecutive games.
Well, and to me right now, the running game is not working very well. Let's get the guy involved. Just throwing that out there.
North 1 for 5 on 3rd down conversions tonight.
Douglas in the slot this time. Now he'll go in motion, and they're going to fake the hand to him. They're going to set up the screen pass. Damon Pitts has it. Nice play. Big hole. Cuts it inside. He's going to be stopped at the 42-yard line, shy of the 1st down. They'll have to punt it away. They're about 3 yards short of the 1st down.
Follow your blockers. I don't know if he thought he could get more by going to the right because his blockers were going to the left side. Now, granted, there was an open room where his blockers are, but I'm going to tell you, under most circumstances, DJ Miller aside, your own guys aren't going to tackle you. I have a feeling that was the difference between where they are now and an extra 3 yards.
McKinney North 8 yards shy of the midfield stripe, moving right to left, and David Douglas goes back. He was going to throw it while ago right-handed, but he punts left-footed. How strange is that? This is a high spiraling kick. Nice kick. All the way, it bounces at the 13. Takes a north bounce to the 10, now comes back up to the 12-yard line, and that's where Frisco Centennial will take over. But that's been the best news so far for McKinney North, and it's been a punt.
Well, yeah, and it goes inside the 15-yard line. Great job there. Douglas was able to use the wind, but he also angled the punt to where if he got the right roll, it wasn't going to go into the end zone because it hit that far side of the field. And right now it's going to be up to the defense to try to maintain this field position because this is the worst start for the Frisco offense, the Centennial offense, I suppose.
2 great 18s in this game. 18 for Frisco Centennial is Mosikowski. 18 for McKinney North is David Douglas. Right now, Mosikowski winning out. Shotgun, Frisco Centennial. Mosikowski's going to hand off up the middle, a big hole, and that's Jason Rue who has it for about an 8-yard gain up to the 20-yard line. And you know what? They came in, well, let's say last week, Frisco Centennial had 65 yards rushing and 309 yards passing. And I think they've decided to change it up a little bit this week.
Well, right now tonight, 4 carries for a grand total of 27 yards. So they are moving the ball on the ground.
Well, and the thing that's really weird is that Centennial doesn't have a great rushing average at all. So it's not like they just pass off and run on occasion and they get those yardage.
Well, this looks like a true running shoot formation from the 80s. As two backs stand right beside Mosikowski, shotgun formation, hand off to Rue again up the middle, and he's not going to get much, but I think he got enough for the 1st down at the 21-yard line. No, they're going to say come up a little bit short. They didn't give him forward progress after he fell. His knee apparently hit first, and it'll be 3rd down and short.
Boy, John hit it right on the head. Those not having those far hash marks are because of the soccer field are screwing with us. because it'll look like, he got the first, but in essence he gained half a yard, and it's still 3rd and about 3.
Same formation for Frisco Centennial on 3rd down and 2. 3-step drop for Mosikowski, and now whistles will blow, and this will be offsides against Frisco Centennial.
It could go either way. McKinney North could have jumped, or they could have made Centennial move, so we'll see. And they're going to get Centennial. Good. Yeah, I'm a homer. What of it?
It'll be 3rd down now instead of 2 or 3. Actually, the scoreboard said 3, so according to the scoreboard, it would be 3rd and 8, but I don't think it is. I think it's more like 3rd and 7 here. Maybe, about 3rd and 7, I should say.
Yeah, it is.
Again, McKinney North trailing 14-3 to Frisco Centennial with 5:33 left to go here in the second. Unbelievable. Shades of Monday night. Here's Mosikowski. 2-step drop, looking right, under pressure, and has to throw this one away. He had great pressure coming from the left side. That's Zach Gagnon, who is coming up the middle. Zach Gagnon already has 4 sacks on the season. The 6', 225-pound senior was right in Mosikowski's face.
Now, they're going to say he was thrown to Aaron Kirkpatrick there, but he was throwing that really could have been intentional.
That was
grounding.
Awfully close to grounding.
There was no way Kirkpatrick was going to catch it. He just lofted it up there to avoid the sack. Now, that is the good news because it was 3rd down. Now they're going to have to punt. So North should, knock on wood, get good field position.
Well, Mosikowski will go back to punt this one away. He's standing at his own 1-yard line, and he is a left-footed punter as well. It's going to be taken by David Douglas at the 45-yard line. Makes one defender miss. He's at the 40, cuts it up 35, down to the 30, and tackled at the 27-yard line. So finally, McKinney North will have great field position, starting a drive at the Frisco Centennial 27-yard line.
Yeah, right now that's, to this point, one of the biggest plays of the game. Hopefully that's what's going to get it kick-started. First off, not a great punt to begin with, roughly about 30 yards. And then on top of that, David Douglas sets up a nice little return, had a couple of red defenders in his face, so he cut it right, made a guy miss, made another guy miss, found a little seam, and now all of a sudden, North's knocking on the door near the 25-yard line.
Chris Williams comes back out at quarterback. 2 receivers tight on the right side. Damon Pitts in the backfield. Douglas split out wide left. Handoff Pitts up the middle. Right guard still moving his feet and charges forward for about 5 yards. Pitts just never quit moving his feet.
Well, and the good thing is that although Centennial basically held the blockers in check, didn't allow him to move him out of the pattern or out of the play, they weren't able to make the blockers move too, and so they just kept moving forward.
Williams handoff Pitts, left tackle this time, and he keeps his feet going, this time for a 1st down and another 5 or 6 or 7 yard gain, and the ball will be placed at the 15-yard line. And now the run game seems to be started, but it started with Damon Pitts. It never really got going with Fruit Cole for whatever reason. Damon Pitts has seemed to have been a little energizer bunny to the offense.
6 carries for 22 yards so far.
And to be fair, Fruit Cole's not a fast rusher, and I don't think this is a defense where bruising rushers do a lot of damage. And another flag.
The flag comes in from the back judge. We'll check down with John Leidy. John, down there, what is going on with all these penalties?
Guys, that was a false start on that play with number 50 out there on the left side, the left guard. Back up to y'all.
All right, John.
Well, and to answer his question, 50 is Trent Blodell.
1st down and about 15 here. Damon Pitts in the backfield. Williams runs the option, runs right, keeps it up the middle. He's got the 15, cuts to the 5, spins out of a tackle, into the end zone. It's touchdown time in Texas. Oh, what a run by Chris Williams, spinning and juking and jiving his way into the end zone.
Well, and you remember earlier I talked about the option isn't designed to go up the middle like that. It is in a certain scenario when there's no defenders there. And that's exactly what it was. Chris did a great job in reading that the defenders weren't there, busted it up the middle, then made the guys miss.
Well, that'll get some spark before half here for McKinney North. 3:54 left to go before the Chick-fil-A halftime show, as Stephen Meyer will come on to boot this extra point. and it's on the tee. The kick's up. This one looks pretty good, Steven. Looks a lot better. It's good. It is now 14-10. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. Welcome back to Pizza Hut Park. Monty Walker along with the rest of the crew. Jay, being part of the rest of the crew, give us an American Bank of Texas scoring drive recap.
Right there, 3 plays, a 20-yard touchdown run by Chris Williams. The grand total of the drive, 27 yards in a minute 26 taken off the clock. Of course, a 19-yard punt return by David Douglas to set the Bulldogs up with excellent field position at the 27.
We got a score to pass along. Frisco 14, McKinney nothing in the second. West Mesquite is leading Forney 20-7. Here's the kick by Stephen Meyer. This is going to go way out of bounds. No, it's not. It's going to be taken by Kirkpatrick at the 15, who makes one defender miss. It's going to be tackled at the 22-yard line. So McKinney North will have Frisco Centennial starting at their own 22-yard line. Again, we have Lake Dallas over McKinney Boyd 14-6 in the second. And we have Little Elm leading the Colony 7-0. That's in the second. Pierce over Greenville 7-0. And we also have the Red Sox of Boston leading Cleveland 8-2 in the bottom of the sixth. Mosikowski brings his troops out for Frisco Centennial, moving left to right. Shotgun formation, drops back 2 steps, flushed out of the pocket. Rolling left, under pressure, and now finally tackled after a couple of yards gained. Mosikowski just started running to the left side of the offensive line and actually gained about 3 yards before he was brought down.
Well, it's a wonder he didn't lose that football, because coming over and swapping at it, I believe Terrence Hicks got in there after him.
Yeah, Hicks, the big nose guard, 5'10", 210-pound junior, 20 tackles and 1 sack. Into the game, Sorrel Maddox. I want to say hello to Sorrel, his first game on varsity. Mosikowski looks right, throws it, and it's caught by Rue at the 22 and out of bounds. Mike Scott kind of flung him out of bounds, and that was close to being, I don't know if you call it a late hit. But
you could see him kind of restraining, but, the momentum, since he didn't fling him down, and he really started doing that right at the boundary mark. And I'll tell you this, why I like the crew. They give you the benefit of the doubt. And real quick, I just want to say it was Sorrel Maddox who actually made the tackle, so the call-up makes an impact on this drive. So hopefully he can keep that up.
Third down, also moving up on varsity, Jordan Foster, 5'11", 175-pound junior from McKinney North. Third down and 10 here, or third down and 8 rather, with 3:06 left to go before half. Shotgun, Mosikowski under pressure, has to throw it out, and it's caught, but he's not going anywhere. Down immediately is the wide receiver Crosby Butler for Frisco Centennial, but a nice job by the linebackers coming over.
Normally, and I've said this a few times this year, you don't want your secondary making a lot of tackles. Well, throw that out tonight. You want your secondary making a lot of tackles, because if you're not, something's not working. And the reason I bring that up, Mike Scott made the tackle there that last play. He's been making a few of them here tonight. He's doing a great job out there. He actually was covering 2 guys.
Some of these guys like Colt 45 are used to making a lot of tackles. They're not going to get much tonight.
Well, not unless they cover the back out of the field, but I don't know if that's his specialty.
Fourth down, and they're going to go for it. Whoa. 4th and 4 from their own, and they're trying to draw McKinney North offsides once again. And a timeout has been called. We'll take one real quick, too. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. Well, Frisco Centennial will now drop back and try to punt this one away. Ryan Mosikowski will drop back. He is second in the district with a 39.37 punting average. Coming into tonight's contest, the left-footed punter will stand at his own 14-yard line, and he'll get this low end-over-end kick away. David Douglas is going to call for the fair catch, and he does make the catch at the 41-yard line at the McKinney North 41-yard line.
Yeah, just a smart play. Had some red in his face, no white. I mean, theoretically, you could do something out of that, but, smart play. About a 40-yard punt there, and so now we got a little over 2 minutes left.
59 yards to go.
And all of your timeouts. So this is definitely a doable thing. And you got to remember the momentum's now pretty much back to neutral on this one.
Yeah, I would say it is. And coming out for McKinney North will be the quarterback, Chris Williams. You thought, well, you know, at a crunch time when you need quick points, do you go with your gunslinger back there with Stanko? Nope, they're going to go on the ground. They're going to stick with their senior quarterback, Chris Williams, who scored the touchdown a moment ago. He runs the option here. Now he drops back and wants to pass. Gets a great block. Williams throws it down the field and overshoots his wide receiver, Chris Allen. But I'm telling you what, Fruit Cole absolutely knocked the defender right on his buttocks. What a great play to come back, see the defender, and make a great block.
Yeah, plain fact of the matter is if Fruit doesn't do that, it's a 7-yard loss. And in this case, worst-case scenario is that it's an incomplete pass. So, I mean, that really is a play saver.
Williams, handoff up the middle. Fruit Cole bursts his way to the 50, down to the 45-yard line, and there's some burst from Fruit Cole.
Yeah, Fruit says, hey, or Chris Williams says, Fruit, thanks for saving my hide out there. I'll reward you. Let's get a big run here.
First down and 10 for McKinney North. Under 2 minutes now, 1:33. Frisco Centennial leading 14-10. Moving right to left, McKinney North. Shotgun, Williams, handoff, Fruit Cole to the 40 and tackled at the 38-yard line. Close to nearing, moving the sticks again, about a 6-7 yard run on first down.
Makes me wonder if the coaching staff didn't say something, look, Fruit, just go forward, because he looks like he's charging a lot better this drive.
Second down, and now Williams wants to pass. Comes near side and overshoots David Douglas way over his head and out of bounds. Maybe a good thing because nice coverage over there. Double covered was Douglas. Coming over from the safety spot, Brian Benaby, and also the 90-yard kickoff return man, DJ Miller.
And it was kind of curious there, look, because the referee did the signal uncatchable ball. Makes you think that David Douglas said, hey, might have there been pass interference there. He's a playmaker. You got to get it to him.
Handoff, Fruit Cole up the middle, and he's going to at least get the first down here. Clock rolling, and under 1:22 now. Actually, they'll stop it at 1:22 to move the sticks. Ball's going to be resting at the 33-yard line in Frisco Centennial territory. Williams under the gun. Handoff, Fruit Cole running right side, and he's trapped. A nice play by Centennial to sniff that one out behind the line of scrimmage. Might need a timeout here. It was a nice play by, I believe that was Chris Murray again, the outside linebacker for Frisco Centennial. A timeout has been called. We'll take one, too. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. Welcome back to Pizza Hut Park in Frisco, Texas. I want to say hello to my grandpa out there who may be listening at home. He's going to let you know we're all with you, Papa. It is going to be second down and 14 here, moving right to left is McKinney North. And Williams wants to throw it on the screen backside to Douglas, who makes a man miss at the 35. Not going to have enough for the first down. The tackle will be made at the 32-yard line. So it'll bring up third down and about 7. Getting updates on my grandpa, who's not in great health tonight, so bear with me. This is going to be Williams. He's going to fake the handoff. He gave it to Fruit Cole, and that's not good news. As Fruit was caught behind the line of scrimmage, it's going to be fourth down and a truckload here for McKinney North. And now we're under a minute, or under 40 seconds rather, and McKinney North may just elect to let this one go. Fruit Cole is down on the turf. And this will be an injury timeout. They do stop the clock with 35 seconds left on the clock. It will be fourth down. We'll take an injury timeout. Be back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK.
And back to action here at Pizza Hut Park. The McKinney North Bulldogs looks like they're content to take as much time off the clock. They're facing a 4th and 11.
Well, and they can run it all the way down. They can run the game clock all the way down to about 9 seconds. And,
take the penalty.
Yeah, that's probably what they're going to do here. And it is. We'll talk a little bit about third down conversion now. We've got a timeout on the field called by McKinney North, so some time for them to decide exactly what they want to do. But third down tonight, it has not been a blessing for the McKinney North Bulldogs. They are 2 of 8 tonight on third down. 2 of 8 tonight on third down, and you're just you're not moving the football, that's bad news, especially if you're trying to run the football. They faced several third and long situations here. They haven't been able to convert. Now they are 1 for 1 on 4th down.
Well, let me bring up this kind of playing devil's advocate here. You know, you guys got a chance to see him last week, and unfortunately, job-related things kept me away last week. The first game I've missed in 7 years, and I'm a little upset by that.
Well,
but anyway.
We were happy about it, though.
I'm sure, yeah. I'm just glad that Lynn doesn't have a knife in my back right now. But
hey, Lynn's at the Voodoo Palace. He's a long way away.
Yeah,
Wichita Falls.
He's a good guy. So, but I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't seen a whole lot in the play of Chris Williams that makes me think he should have unseated Vince Stanko. Because, and this is why I'm saying this, you turn this into a one-dimensional offense. Just based on what I've seen tonight, it doesn't look like Chris Williams has the ability to pass as much. And now, granted, there's no Chase Barrett-like runner here,
Yeah, but,
and Stanko's not going to give you that. But you basically have gone from being able to pass team to being a run-only team.
Williams 5 of 8 for 47 yards. He's only ran the football 6 times for 46. So offensively, he's accumulated 94 yards through the air and on the ground. So a little early to call that.
No punt returner back for Frisco Centennial. They don't trust McKinney North at all about booting this one away. And they're going to throw it. Douglas wants to throw it down the field. Has Allen. It's tipped up, and it's incomplete in the end zone.
Great coverage out there. Let me see who that was on the far side.
Douglas acted like he was going to punt it for a second and then thought, well, I better throw this thing, as Allen was streaking down the sidelines. And what an arm David Douglas has.
Well, and unfortunately it was all for naught, because out on coverage there was sophomore Manuel Duchesne, and got enough hand up in there to cause it from being a completion. Now, you know what, though? I like the call. You could conceivably give up a touchdown with 3.4 seconds left, but the likelihood is that's not.
The two times they've scored tonight, it's been a grand total of 23
one
seconds.
Was a kickoff return.
But the
other,
other,
for what it's worth.
The other was a 57-yard touchdown reception. So
that's a good point there.
Yeah,
Shay.
and they're going to be expecting it. You know, that's another thing to add in the equation. There are 4 guys that are more than 20 yards off the line of scrimmage.
4 men deep for McKinney North. Flags will come out before this one get underway. Delay of game for Frisco Centennial. So still 3.5 seconds on the clock here in the first half. Again, Frisco Centennial leading 14-10, shockingly, in this football game. And back deep for McKinney North in the secondary is David Douglas.
Yeah, but this is what you want, a guy who's got great hands. And if there's anybody who can read a ball going down the sideline on your team, David Douglas has done it so many times.
5 men rushing for McKinney North. Floyd, the only linebacker, everybody else back deep, and now Mosikowski is going to drop back and take a knee. So that will be the end of the first half, and what a great first half for Frisco Centennial. Not so much for McKinney North, but at least they were able to get on the board there a little bit with Chris Williams' touchdown. So we're at half, and Frisco Centennial leads 14-10 at Pizza Hut Park. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLA.
Worked out that well, so the defense is really doing a good job of staying where they need to be and making the correct reads to not be fooled by a trick play.
So it'll be second down, and they'll say 10. They lost a half yard. Mosikowski in shotgun formation, 5 yard behind the line of scrimmage. Low snap, digs it out, looks left, wants to throw, now wants to run up the middle. Being chased down by Colton Floyd, who had his jersey and then lost it. Mosikowski ends up with about a 7 yard gain after he eluded Colton Floyd. And Floyd gets up a little late, but now he's on his feet. I think he was just a little frustrated.
And that's the good thing about this linebacking crew is Floyd missed it, but Rodney Nelson ended up making the tackle. And we're granted that Floyd's not going to get anything statistically. What happened is he held him up long enough to allow Nelson to get there. So, working as a team there.
Third down and about 3 for Frisco Centennial, leading in this game 14-10. Moving left to right. Rolling right is Mosikowski on the run. Throws it to Singer, who makes the catch and steps out of bounds at the 39-yard line. Actually, they'll give him the 41. It was enough for the first anyway, but a good right-footed spot there by the official. The line judge is Gary Land, and Land gave him a great spot there. Maybe a couple of more yards.
Well, and that was tough to say because it's really where the ball is, but you know, we're obviously going to be homers for the north side, and we wish it was at the 39.
Well, up high here at Pizza Hut Park, we have a great look at it, too. First and 10 for Frisco Centennial. Again, moving left to right. McKinney was showing blitz, now backs out. Jason Rue gets the carry for Centennial, and he's got an 8-yard gain on first down, shy of the midfield stripe by a couple of yards. It'll be spotted at the 48-yard line, so 2nd and 2 for Centennial.
Yeah, Zach Gagnon, the defensive end, was basically keying on Masakowski only, and when he went straight for him, that left a huge hold and run through.
We've seen McKinney North wear down teams. McKinney North may have to fight a little bit of that tonight, as Masakowski and crew are threatening to run it a little bit, which they haven't done this year. Masakowski drops back 3 steps, under pressure, throws it on the run, over the middle, almost intercepted by Chris Williams. Williams had it go in and out of his hands. Masakowski shooting downfield for Michael Liba at the 23-yard line would have been a big gainer, but Williams drops the interception.
Boy, that is huge. I mean, that obviously kills the drive if you make the interception, and as it still stands, Centennial's in good shape at 3rd and 3, and we're almost, and I'm not quite sure if they would or not, but we're almost looking at where that hazy 4-down area is.
2 receivers to either side. Masakowski drops straight back. Quick look out in the flat to Miller, who makes the catch at the 45 and pushes his way forward to the 43. Enough for a first down, so they'll move the sticks here for Centennial. And you have to give it to Frisco Centennial tonight. They have really executed well on offense and have created a lot of first downs for themselves.
Well, and that's what they do, is they key on those short little passes that are very hard to defend.
Just 6 first downs tonight, but they are 3 of 6 on 3rd down.
Yeah, if you can shoot 50% on 3rd downs, you're going to move the ball really well.
1st and 10 from the McKinney North 43-yard line. Moving left to right, Centennial of Frisco. Masakowski under pressure by Rodney Nelson, throws it out to Jason Rue in the flat, and Rue cannot catch up to the football. It's thrown out a little out in front of him.
Yeah.
But give Rodney Nelson a lot of credit on that play. He was really putting the pressure on Masakowski.
Well, and that's something that I've noticed, that Masakowski, when you allow him to set, you're in trouble. And when he's out running, he's a little less accurate. And right now, you wonder why they're not getting as much pressure on him as they can. You know, let's start seeing some more blitzes. You know, shake it up, because if he's less accurate, you're going to come out more often up than down.
Liba, Miller, and Singer on the right side split out. Here's Masakowski looking left, setting up the screen, has Rue. And a great play by Colton Floyd, drags him out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. Colton Floyd never busted on that play. He stayed with the running back, Jason Rue, and knocked him out of bounds for about a 2 or 3 yard loss. Great play.
Yeah, and the more impressive thing is he fought off 2 offensive linemen, so went split through the both of them to get there. I mean, it's a well-designed play if the blockers get Colton Floyd blocked.
That may be the best play we've seen him make all year.
That may be, as it'll bring up 3rd down and 12 for Centennial, moving left to right at the McKinney North 45-yard line. 2 men in the backfield, along with Masakowski standing to either side. Shotgun, 3-step drop, looks right. Now looks across the middle, now rolls left at the 50, throws it down the field, trying to find Miller, goes up for it and comes down with it at the 8-yard line and tackled immediately. They'll mark him in between the 6 and the 7-yard line. A great play by Masakowski, just rolling out, trying to find somebody, and just threw it up. Miller, not a tall receiver by any means, but he just played center field.
Yeah, and I don't quite sure know who was in coverage. It might have been John Winfield.
2nd down, handoff up the middle to Kirkpatrick, and he's going to be tackled at the 1-yard line. So a hurry-up offense by Frisco Centennial, trying to catch McKinney North off guard here.
Almost did. I guess they don't like me talking.
2nd down and goal from the 1 for Frisco Centennial. This is unbelievable. Masakowski, handoff, left side, Kirkpatrick, touchdown. Shades of Monday night. How can 0-5 beat 5-0?
Well, even then, those shades of Monday night, those were fluke plays. You know, the interceptions, you know, the kickoff, whatever. I'm telling you, North is just getting beat at the punch.
That they are. So Kirkpatrick scores on the 1-yard touchdown plunge. And now the kicker, they're going to have to hurry up and get this extra point. There's 7 seconds on the play clock here. They're just now lining up. Here it's on the tee. The kick's up. The kick's high. And the kick's good. So 21. Can you believe this?
No.
21-10. Frisco Centennial in the lead over McKinney North. Back in a moment. 97.5 KLAK. Welcome back to Pizza Hut Park in Frisco, Texas, where Centennial lead McKinney North 21-10. We had almost a fist fight up here in the press box over whether to give a score out, a college football score. Brandon, what was the score?
14-14, something or another.
Jay?
Yeah, it'd be 14-14 Hawaii and San Jose State. Real quick on your drive recap, 11 plays, grand total of 80 yards, and, of course, that 36-yard pass reception setting up the one-yard touchdown run by Kirkpatrick.
Your American Bank of Texas scoring drive recap. Here's Douglas on the return. Up the hash, has a seam, 45-40. To the 50, to the 40, he's gone. Flag down, 20, 15, 10, 5. It is touchdown time in Texas for McKinney North, but I'm afraid it's coming back.
I can tell you exactly what happened. Madison Middleton was basically blocking the kick. And I've noticed this. He seeks out the kicker for whatever reason on plays where the tackle's out here at the 25. He's up battling the kicker at the 50. And this time he was and it really mattered. And then he holds.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
The nice thing is if he can take, and I hate having to take a positive out of this because obviously I'd rather have the touchdown, but the hold happened around the 45-yard line. The 45-yard line of Centennial even, so the spot won't be that.
It's still a nice return, but that takes 7 points right off the board. It would have been a 4-point game.
Well, and that blocking was fantastic from your up men. I mean, it was similar to the DJ,
but
the flag was nowhere near.
That's what I was about to
return.
say. The hold was just completely out of the play.
He was seeking out that kicker every play.
Here's Williams, handoff pitch, big hole to the 45, 40. He could be gone. Down to the 30, makes a move to the outside, and is finally dragged down at the 27-yard line. So McKinney North comes out of the gate, spitting blood at the 27-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that penalty did. It didn't take away the spark, the momentum that return created, because all of a sudden we were a little bit, oh gosh, here we go, and then all of a sudden there's that touchdown. So it gives the team a little bit of energy.
1st and 10, moving right to left, McKinney North trailing 21-10. Maybe a little fire showing by McKinney North for the first time. Pitts up the middle, fighting for more yardage, down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
This is the running game we expected to see.
We saw a little bit of it
in
the first half, but not on a consistent basis.
That's what I'm going to ask for. I want to see consistency. You don't have to get 20 yards every run. You don't have to get 10, but let's see 5, 5, 6, 4, 5.
Jonathan Leidy had some information for us on that kick return. We'll get back with him. Here's a handoff. Williams actually keeps it around the left side. He faked the hand up the middle and kept it around left tackle. It was met right at the line of scrimmage. Might have lost a half yard. It'll be 3rd down and about 2.5 from the 20-yard line, from the Frisco Centennial 20-yard line. Let's check down with, we'll wait till after this play on 3rd down to check down with Jonathan Leidy.
Well, we're seeing the hurry-up offenses out of both sides.
Trying to get out of here before midnight. Here's Chris Williams. He's going to roll right, and he's going to have the 1st down, I think. Oh, and a great tackle right at the 17-yard line, right where I thought he was going to be able to step forward for the 1st down. Let's go down to John Leidy and see what he's got for us. John, go ahead.
Without his helmet, without his pads, and without his pants on, he's nursing an injury from the previous week, so he's not going to play any in the second half. Back up to y'all.
Who? John, we're going to have to get back to you. Who was that? We missed who you're talking about.
Well, they're measuring, so hopefully.
John, you're going to have to tell us who you were talking about.
Guys, I'm actually talking about Charles Cole. You're going to see a lot of Damon Pitts and Josh Allen here in the second half. As Charles Cole's actually, like I said, come out without his helmet, without his pads and his pants on. He's nursing an injury from the previous weeks. Back up to y'all.
Okay, thanks a lot. So some nice sideline information there by Jeremy Lighty.
And you remember he got shaken up right before halftime.
Yep. Well, they're measuring right now.
No, they've actually already measured. It's just short, so we're looking at a 4th and a foot. It's not. They don't have much to go, so I'm going to be homer here. We really need to get this one.
4th down time for McKinney North here at the Frisco Centennial 17-yard line. 4th and about 2 inches or so. Full house backfield. Williams in shotgun. Pitts moves to the left side behind Williams. He's going to hand. Actually, Williams is going to keep it. I'm not sure he got it. And the ball comes loose, but the whistles have blown. And Frisco Centennial stops McKinney North, turns them backwards at their own 17-yard line, and will take over on down.
Consistency. That's all we're asking.
Wow. You have to give credit to Coach Mark Howard from Frisco Centennial. He's had a magnificent game plan tonight. His overall record is 58-91, and his record at Frisco Centennial is 8-27. Looking for his 9th win here.
Well, and let's remember just how much success McKinney North's had recently. They're only 2 games over, so it's hard on a new program.
1st and 10 for Mosikowski. Shotgun. Handoff up the middle. Big hole up the middle, and that's Rue. He's got the 30. Actually, that's not Rue. That's Crosby Butler. And Butler's going to have a 1st down on 1st down at the 31-yard line. And this game has been all about Frisco Centennial so far tonight, Jay.
Well, now Centennial starting to rack up the 1st downs. They had 4 the entire first half, 4 already here in the 3rd quarter, including 3 of 3 on 3rd down, that last touchdown drive.
1st and 10 here for Centennial. Moving left to right, Mosikowski, shotgun. 5 men across the line for McKinney North. Mosikowski throws right, and it's caught by Singer at the 39 and pushes forward close to a 1st down at the 42-yard line. They'll call it the 41 is where they'll spot the ball.
Well, let's look at this half so far. We've had Chris Williams miss an interception on a drive that ended up becoming a touchdown. Then on the other end of the kickoff return, we had Madison Middleton get called for a holding penalty on a touchdown return.
Yeah,
so they're hurting themselves just as much, if not more, than anything the Titans are doing.
That's true.
I mean, now granted, you won't return it with an interception, but that's 14 points that they've basically a swing one way or the other that they've hurt themselves with.
It is a 1st down for Centennial. Another one. So it's 1st and 10 here. Mosikowski drops back a little bit to the right, throws across the middle. It's caught once again, and they're just wearing out the underneath stuff. Brian Singer makes another catch at the 48-yard line, a gain of 7 on 1st down. And at some point, we talked about the cornerbacks having to make all the tackles. Well, no, you might have to start getting the linebackers in there once again underneath, because what Frisco Centennial is doing is dragging these slot receivers across underneath 5 and 6 and 7 yards deep, where there are essentially no linebackers.
Well, and it's going to be tough for them to get there. My question, why are we having any sacks?
There hasn't been any pressure on Mosikowski really whatsoever here in the second half anyway. 2 receivers to either side on 2nd down and 4. Mosikowski, there's some pressure, but he throws it and completes it to Singer once again, who's going to have the 1st down. Josh Matthews brings him down at the 47-yard line in McKinney North territory. And that is actually Butler again on the reception and not Singer.
Well, and again, it goes back to, in this case, they got pressure from a corner blitz, but because it was a corner blitz, the receiver was wide open for that underneath stuff. I mean, right now, Frisco Centennial has a move for every move that McKinney North is making.
Boy, this would shake up 9-4A, wouldn't it? 3 receivers to the right side, 1 to the left. Mosikowski, 5 yards back in shotgun. Low snap, digs it out, looks right, throws right. All the way across the field. Leba makes the catch. Steps out of bounds at the 42-yard line. If he had not stepped out of bounds, he would have gone to the house. But it was in coverage over there for McKinney North. It was someone we haven't seen a whole lot of. John Whitfield back there, 5'10", 165-pound defensive back. He overshot the receiver.
But it was enough to make the receiver put his foot out of bounds to try to dodge it. So, I mean, it was effective one way or another. But again, a cornerback had to make a tackle.
Here's Mosikowski and troops out on the field. Left to right go Frisco Centennial on 2nd down and 4. Shotgun looking left. In the flats as Kirkpatrick makes the catch. Another first down for Frisco Centennial. He's going to say he didn't get his knees down and flip over and keep running. The officials, however, blow the whistle, but not after another first down. The ball's at the 35-yard line in McKinney North territory, and Frisco Centennial leading 21-10 with 4:06 left to go in the third quarter.
Mosikowski deadly accurate here in the second half. Only 2 incompletions here in the second half for the game. 15 of 21 for 179 yards passing. No picks. He had 9 picks coming into the night, none as of yet.
Should have had 1.
Yeah. I was just about to say that.
1st and 10. Mosikowski rolls right, throws in the flat once again. Singer makes the catch at the 30-yard line. So once again, just on these quick outs and quick ins.
Well, and you talked about the quick outs, and I mentioned that for every move McKinney North's making, the Titans are making a better one. On the prior play, what they did is they sent a linebacker blitz this time, and so what do? They take the back out of the backfield and just on a little seam pattern because the linebacker's blitzing, he's wide open.
We got a score. Lake Dallas 28, McKinney Boyd 27 in the third.
Woo!
Little Elm over the Colony 29-0. It's 21-10 here. McKinney North trailing to Frisco Centennial, who has it at 2nd down and 5 from the McKinney North 30. Faking the fade route. That was a Brett Favre who faked me out. He handed off up the middle. Mosikowski acted like he was going to throw it, and it's going to be Rue on the carry who gets another first down to the 23-yard line at McKinney North territory.
Monty, I'm thinking 2 questions right now. How is Centennial 0-5, and how is Boyd 5-0?
He walks
or North 5-0
like the night, cloudless climb.
I mean, I'm shell shocked right now. I mean, I just can't believe what I'm seeing.
2:40 and rolling here in the third. Shotgun. Mosikowski rolling right under pressure. Having to force his way to the sideline and throws it out of bounds and incomplete. He was, for the first time really tonight, under severe pressure from Sam Kamani and also Terrence Hicks.
And see, that's what I'm talking about. This, a kid is less like any quarterback, in professional. When you can't set your feet, you're not as accurate. You need to get pressure.
And that's his first incompletion in 8 passes.
To set that one up, Mosikowski was under severe pressure on that last play and forced to throw the ball out of bounds. It's 2nd down and 10. 21-10, Frisco Centennial in the lead with 2:28 left to go in the third. Mosikowski throws the fade route in the middle of the field. Not a great pass, but it's caught for a touchdown. Almost a ridiculous pass, one that should have been intercepted, but it was not. Singer wanted it more. Chris Williams could not come up with it again. And Chris Williams is holding his head in his hands as if to say, how in the world did that ball come down for a touchdown? Wow. Are you kidding me? Leva for the extra point. It's true. And it's 28-10. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. Jay, how about an American Bank of Texas scoring drive recap?
10 plays, 82 yards, 3 minutes and 30 seconds knocked off the clock by Centennial. A 23-yard completion from Mosikowski to Brian Singer, his second touchdown of the night. Singer so far 5 receptions, 2 touchdowns for 110 yards. Maybe it seems like he's caught 5 touchdowns tonight.
Well, it's not Halloween yet, but Denison's out at the Voodoo Palace, and they're trailing Wichita Falls 42-14 at the half. And we gave you that score, 28-27, Lake Dallas over McKinney Boyd. It's 28-10 here. Frisco Centennial in the lead, and here's David Douglas catching the kickoff, and he's not gonna go 94 this time. He's gonna go back to the giving forward progress to the 24-yard line. He was actually knocked 5 yards back from that.
Well, and sometimes you'll see these big returns where somebody bounces around like that. Well, that rarely happens on a kickoff team because you've got 10 guys coming at you like that. So what David needs to do is just find the hole and hit it.
Let's check down with John Leidy, who's down on the sidelines. I'm sure John's got something great to tell us down there. John, go ahead.
Guys, look for Vince Stanko to take quarterback here. Chris Williams did take a shot to the head on that last play on the defense. So back up to y'all.
All right, thanks a lot. Stanko is into the game at quarterback. That's why Williams was holding his head, apparently.
Maybe.
Stanko drops back, looks left, throws the ball down the field. Wide open is a man, and it's caught at the 45-40, 35-30, 25, and dragged down at the 23-yard line. Insert Vince Stanko, insert long reception. Josh Allen, his second catch of the year.
A 53-yard pass, and Monty, this is exactly why Vince Stanko needs to be in game at this point in time. You are down 18 points. You got a little over a quarter left. You need to throw the ball. Finally, something on offense.
Allen, who's been injured much of the year, came back last week, has a big play right there. Stanko, shotgun, looks left, looks for Douglas, pumps that way, throws that way. The home run ball in the end zone, and it's intercepted in the end zone. DJ Miller, who's had one heck of a game tonight. They were looking for David Douglas, whose head is looking at his feet as it comes out of the end zone. That one just underthrown. And Stanko is picked off for the first time this year. That's the first time McKinney North has thrown an interception in 7 games going back to Frisco last year.
Good night.
That's also the first turnover of the night for the McKinney North Bulldogs, and that's one of those turnovers that, boy, that takes all the life out of you.
And I'm not sure exactly what happened there, if David Douglas ran a pattern that Stanko wasn't expecting, because it doesn't. I mean, it looked like Stanko threw that a bit earlier than you would expect.
Well, Stanko, he had the pump fake. DJ Miller didn't bite. He stuck with David Douglas.
I'm not sure what happened.
Mosikowski in shotgun formation for Frisco Centennial, and he's going to hand off to Kirkpatrick up the middle, who squirts through for about 8 yards like he normally has tonight. And this is an uncharacteristic offense that Frisco Centennial is showing here. Again, last week they rushed for a total of 65 yards, and I guarantee you Kirkpatrick has that many tonight alone.
Well, no, he doesn't.
Maybe not. Maybe I don't guarantee it.
It's broken up just a little bit, but they have carried the ball as much as they did last week, just a few carries short of their 21 carries from a week ago.
Well, it's almost like McKinney North's wearing a Centennial jersey.
Yeah, just about. Second down and short here for Centennial. And the problem with Centennial is that they keep the ball for a long time. Another handoff to Kirkpatrick. This time it's sniffed out by the DPD. It's Sam Kamani and company. Actually, that's the newcomer, Sorrel Maddox, the sophomore, coming up and making the play.
We're calling his name a couple times today, so that's definitely a good sign. Kind of a weird play there. They being Centennial, handed the ball off to the left, but then they ran kind of an option fake with the other running back and Mosikowski coming toward us. I haven't seen that before, and it didn't look like the Bulldogs were fooled.
Third down and short now, and this is a big play for McKinney North here in this football game. Need to stop them here and make them punt it away as they're at their own 27-yard line. Mosikowski rolling right, throwing over the middle, and Singer in and out of his hands would have been enough for the first down. Singer has made that catch all night long, but he dropped it there. The coverage for McKinney North coming over is Whitfield again. It'll be 4th down and about 2.5 for Frisco Centennial, again moving left to right. There are 13 seconds left on the third quarter clock.
That's the first time that they did not convert on 3rd down here in the second half.
Let me ask you this, Monty, with the way everything's working, I wouldn't be surprised to see them really go for it and not be a fake thing.
Well, they are lining up as if they're going to go for it. And they draw McKinney North offsides again. Throwing down the middle. Singer makes the catch at the 42. Trying to find the left hash. 45 and knocked out of bounds at the 41-yard line in McKinney North territory. It was a free play. Mosikowski knew it because coming across on the left side of the defensive line, I believe, was Zach Gagnon. Or maybe it was Chris Harlan.
How? Why?
I believe it was Zagnon. Apparently,
right.
what Frisco Centennial is doing, and we'll have to check down with John Leidy, who's probably here's the play call, and that's the end of the third quarter. Actually, no, there's some. there's some time left on here, 6 seconds, I guess.
Yeah, because he went out of bounds.
Yep. So we'll talk to John Leidy about the snap count and see, apparently they're doing the same snap count over and over and over and over.
Well, and it's a quick one.
And then they get McKinney North on 4th down. They've done it twice now.
Yeah, so when you run every play going, hoot, and run in the play, and then you go, hoot, on the quick snap, they're going to jump off sides. They're apparently not out of bounds.
Well, they're going to rule it. That's the end of the third quarter, and McKinney North is thankfully saying bye-bye third quarter, and hopefully fourth quarter will be great for McKinney North tonight. It is 28-10, Frisco Centennial in the lead. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. Well, it's fourth quarter time in Texas for McKinney North. Hopefully this will be better than the first three for McKinney North. Handoff near side, and that's a new running back for Frisco Centennial. He's met immediately by Colton Floyd. A great play over there. The new tailback for Frisco Centennial is John Smith, the senior, but he doesn't really look like a tailback. He looks more like Moose Johnston.
And the thing that bothers me on that play is a great play by Colton Floyd, but he pumped his fist after the play was done. Yeah, it's first down. It was a great play, but, on the scoreboard, you're down 18. You need to –
Yeah, not time to celebrate right now. Not down 18.
Do that on 4th down and we'll talk.
Second down here and 11 for Centennial at the McKinney North 42-yard line. Now moving right to left here in the fourth quarter. Lots of motion by McKinney North's defense. Mosikowski stands 5 yards deep in the shotgun formation. 3-step drop, throws it out in the flat. Has his man Kirkpatrick, lots of room. Cuts it inside 30, 25, look out 20. Makes another man miss and finally knocked down at the 19-yard line. I tell you what, Kirkpatrick is very, very quick. He came in tonight with 10 carries for 38 yards, and I don't understand how in the world they only gave this young man 10 carries coming into tonight in the first 5 games.
When Jace Boyd just lowered his shoulder on there, and it looks like this big hit, but it was only because he was a little off balance. That was shifty running.
Another first down for Frisco Centennial they'll rule it at the 19-yard line.
After having 4 in the first half, 9 here in the second half.
Good Lord. Here's a handoff left side. Kirkpatrick met by Colton Floyd. And that's going to be maybe a loss of a yard. Zach Gagnon also there to make the stop. And they'll give him forward progress, which takes it just inside the 20 to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be second down and 10. 10-12 and rolling here in the fourth quarter. And I'll tell you what, McKinney North has to come up with a stop or this ball game's over.
Oh, there's no question about it. The weird thing is in normal situations when they can pass, you might think they'd have a hard time running out the clock, but they can run all of a sudden, and that presents a whole set of challenges, a different set.
2 receivers to either side. Shotgun. McKinney North showing blitz, now back off. Mosikowski looks right, throws across the middle, wide open into his wide receiver, and it's caught for a touchdown. Brian Singer again. A 20-yard strike from Mosikowski to Singer. And that's Singer's second touchdown reception of the night. My, oh my.
According to Jay, that's his third. All I know is that's too many.
Yeah, I believe you're right. That is 3.
Did North overlook Centennial?
Well, maybe so. 34-10, about to be 35. And it is. 35-10, Frisco Centennial on top of McKinney North. We're never coming to Pizza Hut Park again. Back in a moment on 97.5 KLAK. How about an American Bank of Texas scoring drive recap, Jay?
8 plays, 80 yards, 4 minutes off the clock with a 19-yard touchdown reception by Brian Singer, his third touchdown reception of the night. He's got 7 receptions total for 160 yards. And how about this Mosikowski kid, 20 of 28, 268 yards passing and 3 touchdowns.
35-10, Frisco Centennial in the lead over McKinney North. This is going to be Damon Pitts, who drops the initial kick return, picks it up, and he comes up the left hash to the 18-yard line. This game has been all about Frisco Centennial and nothing about McKinney North.
How on earth is this team 0-5? I can't for the life of me figure it out.
And Frisco Centennial fans over here are probably looking at McKinney North going, how is this team 5-0?
I mean, that's a good question, too. I can guarantee you what happened is they overlooked Centennial. I did it. I'm going to be honest with you. I did it, too. I didn't think there was any way that this could happen.
Coming into the game for McKinney North is Chris Davis. He's going to split out wide right. Stanko still into the game at quarterback for McKinney North. Douglas split out wide left. 1st and 10 from their own 19-yard line. Stanko is going to hand off up the middle and met in the backfield, and going nowhere is Damon Pitts. A loss on the play of about 5 yards. 2nd down and 15.
You know, Pitts, after having that great week last week with 96 rushing yards, tonight 10 carries for just 50 yards. He's being held for just 5 yards a carry.
Stanko drops back in shotgun on 2nd and 15. 9:04 left to play. Pitts in motion. Stanko wants to throw it down the field, and it is caught, I believe. And they will rule it a catch on the reception. Ty Crump for McKinney North on the left side of the field. It's going to be shy of a 1st down, but it'll be 3rd and short.
I don't know. I'm trying to say this as nice as I can. Jared Turner, safety there, was the only guy who would make a potential tackle. Stanko's got to get that pass up.
3rd and 1. Stanko handoff. Pitts up the middle. Makes a move to the left side. Gets a good block. Trying to find the near corner. Makes a move. Spins back inside of the 40. Down to the 42-yard line. A great run by Damon Pitts will move the sticks. 8:23 and rolling here in the 4th quarter.
That's nice to see him moving, but you got to wonder where this was for the last 3 quarters.
Well, he got a great block by his quarterback for one.
That helped, yeah.
1st and 10 for Stanko and company. Pitts goes in motion. Stands behind Stanko. Looks left. Flags will come out before this one get underway. Wow. This will be against McKinney North.
Yep.
Frisco Centennial are clapping on defense, Brandon.
Yeah, and Monty, one thing that has me worried is Centennial's been pounded in every quarter this year, but the 4th, they have combined to lead their opponents 46-18 in this quarter.
Most of those games have been scrap time, though.
Absolutely.
This one is not. Pitts in motion, and Stanko throws it over left side, and that one is, well, could have been intercepted by Brian Benaby had he been looking up. It was intended for David Douglas, who came in tonight with 35 catches, 521 yards, and 9 touchdowns, and 7 consecutive games with at least 1 touchdown. None tonight.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, I guarantee you that Stanko and Douglas' rhythm are off because Chris Williams got the majority of the snaps in practice.
Well, here's Stanko in shotgun on 2nd down and 15. The fade route to the right side, and it's caught by Chris Davis, and he gets out of bounds at the 44-yard line in Frisco Centennial territory. Jay Lindley said that there's a flag down at the 39-yard line.
It came right as he made his break down. Oh, so we got a sideline warning on Centennial. That's good.
We'll check down with John Leidy down on the sidelines here in a moment. Try to get the momentum of McKinney North and talk about these players. Are they up? Are they down? They need to be up at this point. We'll get back down to you right after this play on 1st and 10. Now finally in Frisco Centennial territory. Centennial showing a lot of looks on defense. Stanko stands in shotgun formation. Pitts right behind him and a little bit to his left. Stanko drops back 2 steps, looks left, fires it down the field. He winds up and throws, and it is almost intercepted. Throws into double coverage. Ty Crump looking for a flag, pointing up like he should have been, like he was interfered with.
No, he wasn't. It was just another underthrown pass, but I like the call, and the reason why I like it, you're down 4 scores. You're going to have to start moving the ball in chunks.
Well, one of these, I get to worrying about Vince Stanko a little bit, the way he winds up and throws. You ever seen those old NFL films of Sammy Ball and those
Byron
guys?
Leftwich.
He kind of winds up and throws. That's what he's doing here. 2nd down and 10. Stanko winds and throws down the field, and this one is in and out of the hands of the defender, Jared Turner, the safety, who should have picked that one off. The senior has it go right through his hands, and I'm not sure who Stanko was throwing it to.
Douglas, but again, an off pattern. You'll see here on the replay, what happened was Douglas was running a little streak on post, if you will, and And Stanko just missed.
Here's the score for you, Jay. Durant over Ada, 42-13, and they're going nuts in Durant land. 35-10 here. Centennial over McKinney North in a crazy upset-looking game. Stanko under pressure, throws a screen to Pitts, has it at the 40, 35, flag down at the 30, fights his way first down yardage to the 28-yard line, but
illegal man downfield is my guess.
Check the flag. It's at the 42-yard line, which is near the line of scrimmage. And I said we were going to check down with John Leidy. Now's a good time to do it. John, go ahead and talk to us. What do you got down there?
Guys, that was a legal man downfield, and they just took too long trying to get that screen going, and it's on a timing route to where the offensive linemen know after about 3 to 4 seconds that they can go ahead and release downfield because that ball is going to be there. And with your backfield combination messed up tonight with Chris Williams and Charles Cole kind of on the sideline right now, you're experimenting with Vince Stanko out there and Damon Pitts, and your receivers are maybe a little bit off tonight. Back up to y'all.
All right, thanks. It's third down and long here.
Well, John, I have to quickly disagree with you. I like your analysis, but the penalty was a holding.
Well, it'll be third and long. 19 yards to be exact. Stanko throws to Douglas, and that one's almost intercepted by Ryan Beneby playing that rover safety position. It's going to be fourth down and 19 now. And there's 7 minutes and 16 seconds on the clock. McKinney North down by 25 at Pizza Hut Park to Frisco Centennial, who's 0-5.
And here's another little interesting tidbit for you, Monty. McKinney Boyd, last we saw, was trailing by a point to Lake Dallas. It's quite possible North can be trailing Boyd in the standings. After 3 games.
Shotgun on fourth down and 19. McKinney North has to go for it. Stanko steps up in the pocket. He's hit as he thrown. It's incomplete. He is hit by Ray Baker.
Well,
there's a flag down at the 39.
It's going to be a post-possession foul, so it's a moot point as to what the penalty is in terms of who's going to keep possession.
Well, Frisco Centennial will have the ball. It was a great play by Ray Baker to come up. Stanko was stepping up in the pocket, and now they say, whoa, wait a minute. You can hear the Frisco Centennial crowd not happy with the call here.
Okay, yeah. The offense, and that's the thing. What happened is unsportsmanlike conduct, but because it happened after the play had concluded and not during the play, it's still a post-possession foul. So what's happening is the Centennial offense is going to come out on the field. And Monty, I don't know if it's possible. There's 7 minutes left, and I'm telling you, down 25, and the Centennial offense taking the field. Man, I don't like my chances.
Boy, our secret guy who's giving us scores is really excited about that Durant game going on up there.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. My girlfriend's actually from Ada, and she made her way back up to the press box and visiting us for the first time today. So he's given that score, and it's.
I'm getting messages after messages about that same game. 35-10 here at Pizza Hut Park. Handoff up the middle. Is that Rue? And a nice gain. Well, only a gain of about 3 yards for Rue, but that's going to keep the clock rolling, and McKinney North trailing here 35-10 at Pizza Hut Park.
Yeah, at this point, if you're Centennial, hey, move that clock, and that's a nice thing. It looked like you said a nice gain of only a 3 is because you did a lot of lateral running, but one of the nice things about lateral running is it takes more time off the clock.
Right now, 20 carries for 80 yards. That's their highest rushing total of the year for the Titans. And they've found success on the ground here tonight. I mean, limited. That is their highest total.
Only 80? It feels like a lot more than
that.
Only
80.
Wow.
Second down and 8 from their own 38-yard line. Frisco Centennial moving right to left. Mosikowski drops back, looks left, now runs. He's up to the 40, makes one defender miss, and somehow gains 4 or 5 yards. 6 yards, 7 yards, almost enough for a first down. They could not stop him.
Well, and it's funny, one of the coaches, and if I'm not mistaken, that is the head coach, who was yelling, get down. He doesn't want his quarter because, let's face it, if Mosikowski's injured, this team's done. You know, and they got a chance at 0-2 if they win this one.
Yeah, backup quarterback Jeff Will on the season is 2 out of 6 and 1 interception.
You brought up the appearance that it seems as though that the Titans have ran more tonight. A big product of that, though, is the short passing game.
Yeah.
That, Mosikowski so far tonight, again, 20 of 28. The majority, though, of his passes, 5 and 7 yard plugs down the field.
And you know what's scary about that? 3 or 4 of those incompletions have been drops.
Oh, yeah.
And
well, that brings up Masakowski. You remember Don Bukowski for the Green Bay Packers, who's a really good quarterback?
Well, all I remember this game last year was a lot different. It was McKinney North in the lead, 55-16, or actually with the win, and it was Eric Herbel, who was 20 out of 23 with no picks and 374 yards.
Boy, we could use a performance like that here in the next 6 minutes.
Masakowski has been very Eric Herbel-like tonight.
268 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. Again, 20 of 28. And the key stat, though, again, coming into tonight, had 9 interceptions, none here tonight.
You know, we got to, at some point, start talking about Torchmark players of the game for McKinney North, and, man, I just don't know.
Yeah.
We'll try to come up with some. And here's a quarterback sneak, and Masakowski appears to have the first down on 3rd and short. And they'll move the chains here. Again, we're under 6 minutes now, 5:50 left to go in the game. And McKinney North has looked flat and horrible tonight. 35-10, they trail to Frisco Centennial. Unbelievable. And I don't think I'm going to be eating Pizza Hut anytime soon.
Well, and I was just about to say, between the amenities, the layout, and the score, I don't want to come back to Pizza Hut Park again.
The Titans.
We may start calling this the Voodoo Palace.
Really, the Titans 4 or 5 on 3rd down conversions here in the second half. And now we've got a flag here.
Delay of game on Frisco Centennial. They'll back it up 5 yards.
Well, and a lot of times when it happens is you get a first down, you're able to take a lot more time because they have to reset the chains. Well, in this situation, they only got a couple of inches beyond the first down, and so that's why they ran out of time.
Well,
the change were reset.
Let's talk about Torchmark Corporation players of the game. I know, we have to come up with at least one. And
I give it to the McKinney faithful, the McKinney North faithful that made
John
the trip over here, because the fans are staying with us.
Maybe we've had some pressure from Terrence Hicks up the middle.
Hey, why not the call-up? He's made some plays on defense.
That might be a good idea. Number 33. Here's going to be an end-around reverse, and Frisco Centennial, new guy into the game. There's a flag down. The ball carrier, Mousen Tiradogis, makes his way down to the 33-yard line.
Remember the past couple of years we were saying, hey, Frisco Centennial, keep taking your hits. You got a great young quarterback, and this practice now is going to make him better later. Well, that play is a great example. He faked the handoff, and he just stood there with his back to the defenders. He didn't look pressure to rush at all, then handed it off to the guy who was coming around in there. I mean, good Lord, this has to be an all-district candidate at quarterback.
Yep.
And the funny thing is he's a 3-year starter as a junior. And then you got to think another quarterback all-district contender might be the sophomore at Boyd. I mean, I don't know. Well, I don't know what to make of this district. I really.
Well, I didn't expect this. This is going to. You know what's funny, Jay? I think before the game, I had a prediction on this game that was 35-10.
31-10.
31-10.
And I was in agreement with you. I really didn't think Centennial would be able to move the football on the ground, and that has not been the case here tonight. I mean, they have just absolutely controlled the clock here in the second half. Now, there was a holding penalty on that end around, so they're going to be facing first and about 12 here. But nonetheless,
they're debating where the penalty happened because it was downfield, and so that's 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
Which it ends up being an 8-yard gain for the wide receiver, Madison. And I'm going to let you butcher that one, Monty.
Yeah, no thanks. First down and about 12 here, maybe 11 for Frisco Centennial. Moving right to left. 4:31 and rolling on the clock. This is going to be Masakowski on the keeper around the right side, and he's going to have about 5 yards, or 6 yards rather, as that'll bring the ball in McKinney North territory to about the 48-yard line.
Monty, you know what this kind of reminds me of? And I'm sure some of our listeners can relate.
It reminded me of the Buffalo-Dallas game Monday night.
Well, the outcome will be.
And not in the same outcome.
Think like a video, let's say Madden or something, or another thing where you come so close time and time again, which these guys have done. I mean, they haven't been blown out a whole, especially as an 0-5 record might indicate. And so, especially you look at last week, and all of a sudden, all that rage and pent-up energy is just, boom, busted out. This is what this looks like.
2nd down and 5. Mosikowski on the quarterback keeper, the bootleg, and he's got the 50. Horse collar dragged down by Jace Boyd, the Roy Williams horse collar. And Mosikowski's going to go down at the 46-yard line.
Well, and
I'm just wondering, how does it always come back to Madden with you?
It just does. One thing I'm wondering, why are you running? That's a designed run by Mosikowski. Are you asking for him to get injured?
It's the naked bootleg.
Well, and that play right there, I mean, horse collar tackle, that has ended seasons.
Ask Terrell Owens about that.
You know, the thing, I can't compare it to Monday night's game simply because the North defense just hasn't stepped up tonight. They've been burnt through the air too many times, and you didn't see that from the Dallas defense on Monday night. The defense is what kept them in the game.
Mosikowski throws to the right side. It's caught and dropped by Singer. Would have been a first down. That one hit Singer in the bad place, right in the numbers.
So incompletion number 9 out of over 30 attempts for Mosikowski, and almost half of them have been dropped to.
Talking to Sean Pratt earlier in the week, he said, it's kind of funny that, we're 5-0. My kids' soccer team's 5-0. My kids' football team's 5-0. The Cowboys are 5-0. He said everybody in the house just says, hey, we got to get to 6-0. We got to get to 6-0. Well, I'm afraid it's not going to happen for at least one team. And that's
There's no way
the
you're
McKinney North Bulldogs
in less than 3 minutes. I'm an eternal optimist, but
well, there's another 4th down. Well, this is going to be caught by Singer across the middle and inside the 20, dragged down at about they got to blow the whistle. Somebody's going to get hurt. Finally going down is Singer at the 18-yard line. They'll spot him at the 19, but that was one of those 4th down plays again where Zach Gagnon and company jump off sides. They tried to draw him off, and they did. And it would have been a first down regardless if he had made the catch or not, but he made the catch, so they'll decline the penalty.
Well, the first problem I have with that play, why are you going for it on 4th down? It's not like the game's in question or close or anything like that. Second of all, once bitten, twice shy. What's the third one?
Well, they may be doing it because it was 55-16 last year.
Well, but that wasn't a running up the score late in the game type thing either. Well, I can't say I don't remember exactly. Maybe it was because –
at the same time, they just simply tried to draw him off sides. Give Mosikowski credit for realizing that the play is busted, it means nothing, and still he stays in and makes the completion.
Well, that's the design. That's what it's designed to do.
Mosikowski handoff, and coming around the left side is the big fullback, barrels his way down to the 5-yard line, and again, that's John Smith. He barrels his way down to the 5-yard line, another first down. It'll be 1st and goal with 2 minutes and 3 seconds left on the 4th quarter clock.
16 first downs tonight for the Centennial Titans. And, man, again, eating up clock, running the football, that right there, a 14-yard gain.
And the anatomy of the way the 4th down play works is it's designed as a play if the ball snapped, which is determined if the defender jumps.
Shotgun for Mosikowski, 2 men to either side. Taking their time here, letting the play clock run down. It's at 7, 6, 5. The clock's at 1:41, and they'll call it with 1 second on the play clock, and that's going to be John Smith again, running the same play to the left side. He stopped this time at the line of scrimmage. Might have even lost a yard back at the 6-yard line. But 1 minute and 21 and rolling for Frisco Centennial, and these fans over here have got to be elated.
First win of the year. Wow.
9th win overall as a program. And this is a significant win over the 5-0 McKinney North Bulldogs.
Well, the likelihood is this could kill any attempt at a district championship. I mean, it's really as simple as that.
Running the play clock down. We're at 9 now. Under a minute on the clock. 51 delicious seconds for Frisco Centennial, and they're faithful. Mosikowski, handoff, John Smith. Breaks the tackle out to the right side. He's going to score. That puts the exclamation point on this dreadful game for McKinney North. It's 41-10. Frisco Centennial.
I know he's not an everyday starter, but James Stinson was the only one there who really had a chance at the tackle, and he didn't know where the ball was. But that's really been about on par for the way this game has gone. And you know what, Monty? You're talking about how your prediction was awful close, but in reverse. Remember, I said I'd be surprised if... I'll wait for the point.
Michael Eva, he's extra point, 41-10. No, 42-10. Back in a moment. 97.5 KLAK. Well, Jay, how about an American Bank of Texas dreadful scoring drive recap?
I was about to say, do I have to? 10 plays, 74 yards. They did what they had to do on that drive. They came in with 7:11 remaining. They ran 6 minutes and 30 seconds off the clock. And with that, John Smith with a rushing touchdown. And it is now a shellacking. Centennial 42, McKinney North 10.
You said, do I have to? You didn't have to go in such depth there, Jay. Just how many plays, yards, and what happened.
Well, you can tell this crowd's pretty pumped up here at Frisco Centennial at Pizza Hut Park. Here's the kickoff. It's going to be taken in the end zone. Is that Jace Boyd? My goodness. He, for a moment, had the ball go through his arms. He tried to pick it up. It went out of bounds. I thought, well, I guess it didn't go out of bounds because those soccer stripes are down there, and I couldn't tell. It didn't actually go out of bounds behind the end zone, but he actually picked it up and downed it. So I thought that was going to be scary for a moment.
Just take a knee, please. Can I make a request?
Yep.
And I tell you, if Centennial calls a timeout, watch out.
Well, again, last year, McKinney North put it on Frisco Centennial 55-16. It's the other way around this year.
No kidding.
Stanko in shotgun. Bottlinger in motion. David Douglas not in the game. They're going to hand off to Pitts up the middle, and Pitts is going to gain. Oh, he breaks free, 30. Making a move at the 40-yard line. Actually goes down at the 39. Damon Pitts got in traffic, somehow got out of it. They'll move the sticks here. Clock's at 31.4, but it'll start moving as soon as they move the sticks and get them set.
Well, unlikely to be the last play.
Here's Stanko.
Unless it somehow stops the clock.
Bottlinger comes over to the right side as a tight end. Chris Allen doesn't know the play, and now he gets back on the line of scrimmage, as he finally does. 17 seconds. Stanko, shotgun, handoff, Pitts, right guard, busted at the line of scrimmage, no gain. And that probably will be your last play of the game. And Frisco Centennial, they're going nuts. They're on the sideline, absolutely going nuts. It's their first win of the year, first district win of the year, and the Frisco fans are going absolutely crazy here at Pizza Hut Park.
As they should. I mean, quite honestly, a great performance here tonight. I don't think anyone in attendance expected it to be a 42-10 Centennial win.
Even a win.
Yeah.
Much less 42-10.
Wow.
That's the stunner, really. I mean, you can say what you want to. We've dealt with close losses before. But not only, you're right, is this an upset, but this, I mean, we were talking, you talking about your prediction, 31-10. Mine was 40-10. This is
unbelievable.
You know what? This is why if you hear announcers say, well, this is going to happen, and they sound cocky and assured of themselves, it doesn't mean anything.
You know, an old friend of mine named Bob Sullins once told me that in high school football, the better team wins 90% of the time. And I'm not so sure Frisco Centennial isn't a better team. I don't know.
I guarantee you this last week was wasted because they were looking to whoever they're playing next week and not looking at a team that's 0-5.
Well,
I guarantee you.
Tonight, 42-10. We'll have a quick wrap-up coming up in the post-game show. Stay tuned. We'll have highlights, stats, and more on 97.5 KLAK.
5 KLAK.
Welcome back to a dreadful Pizza Hut Park. John Leidy's down on the sidelines with Coach Sean Pratt. John, whenever you're ready, go ahead. Talk to us.
I am down here with Coach Pratt, and the first question I have is, what did you learn from your team tonight coming out of this?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'm in the right frame of mind to answer that question right now, but But, we came out and didn't play well. We were flat, and I never would have guessed it. Had a great week of practice. I thought we were very focused, and, you let a team like that, they showed last week they weren't done fighting this season, and, we let them get going, and sometimes it's awful hard to stop that once you let them get going, and, we're not done, I promise you.
And going back to your post-game speech last week, and you included it also in the post-game speech this week with there's not a team in the district that can't beat you, but there's also not a team in the district that you cannot beat, and that kind of proved to be true this week. Can you reiterate a little bit on that?
Sure, and I told, we talked about it all week. I mean, Centennial's a good football team. They may be 0-5, but we saw on film, and we have seen them in person, and we saw them do good things, and we knew they were capable of going and beating anybody they played, and they came out here tonight and played really well, and you got to hand it to them. Coach Howard's a great coach. Their kids are always well coached, play hard. They did that tonight and executed, and we didn't.
I'm sorry, Coach. I know this wasn't the result that we wanted tonight, but good luck next week.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
All right, John, thanks a lot. And John will be down there trying to find our Torchmark Corporation player of the game, and I think he has him. So, John, whenever you're ready, go ahead. Well, I think he's talking to
Is
that Rodney Nelson, I believe?
Yeah, who did we name?
I think we had
the new.
It was Sorrel Maddox, the call up. Sorrel Maddox, the call up, and they're looking for him.
John's
right now.
yelling at him. That's what you're hearing over there. He's got his arms waved up like, "Hey, what are you doing to me?"
Yeah, he's also talking to Rodney Nelson. Go ahead and speak with Rodney Nelson. Go ahead. Go ahead and talk to Rodney Nelson.
We understand, John. Just talk to him.
Yes, I'm yelling at him. I'm trying to get the call up. I'm trying to give him a chance here. He's part Torchmark player of the game along with Rodney Nelson. I'm actually going to speak with both of them down here. I'm going to speak with Rodney first, and then I'm going to go over to Sorrel in a second. Rodney, had a tough game tonight, but you were the heart of the defense there, and you're part of the heart of the defense every week. You are the smallest player on the defense. How tall are you?
5'6".
5'6", guys. It's 5'6", playing linebacker and laying the hits down there. We're going to call you the little engine that could, because every week you come out, whether you got bumps, sores, whatever, and you proved to everyone, hey, I'm the smallest guy on defense, but I'm going to lay the licking. Can you give us a little elaboration on tonight's game?
I don't know, man. We didn't come out, so we got beat. But, everybody played their hardest, but, hardest ain't good enough when you don't win. It's always, you got to go out there and play your best game every week. And I guess we didn't play our best game, and Centennial did. They came out harder than us.
And when Coach Pratt says there's not a team in district that can't beat you and there's not a team that you can't be in the district, that kind of proved itself tonight, wouldn't you think?
I think that, just like last year's team, even though, this is the 07 Bulldogs, this is a whole new team that, the return of starters, they trying to get once we win, we start rolling, they want to get their head all up, and, they don't think we can never be beat, but there are bigger and better people out there than us, just like the South Lake and Miami game. There was better people than them, and they didn't think they could be beat, but they actually got beat.
Service seems to be a thing of the past.
But we're going to come back next week even harder because we're going to hit that weight room tomorrow hard.
Okay, thank you, and good luck next week. I'm down here with the call-up of the week, and I'm sorry if I slaughter your name again. I know I already asked you. It's Sorrel Maddox, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what position do you play?
I'm defensive tackle.
Okay, is there any words of encouragement for future Bulldogs, people who are listening at home, or even other JV players that might be listening? You got called up this week, and you got significant playing time, made some key plays there in the game. Can you elaborate on a little bit of that?
I just came to practice every day, working hard. I'm getting better so I can get moved up. I slipped up last week, didn't come to enough practice, so I didn't get moved up that week. But I did it this week. I practiced hard with the team and just focused.
So being focused, hard work, coming to practice every day, those are keys, correct?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, and you have a great week. And will we see you again next week? Do you know yet?
No, I do not know, but you probably will see me on JV or varsity.
Okay, well, we look forward. Hopefully it's varsity. We want to see you every week making those tackles. Right. Thank you. Back up to y'all, guys.
All right, thanks a lot, John Leidy. Our Torchmark Corporation player of the game is Sorrel Maddox. And Sorrel Maddox played a pretty good game tonight for just being called up. Doesn't know whether he'll be on varsity next week or not. A lot of that's due to injuries and things like that. Josh Washington was injured tonight, did not play. Someone had to come in and fill that defensive line position. And, I thought he played pretty well for just coming up.
And that's the thing is there's one way and one way only that you're going to keep your spot, on varsity is when you get playing time, you make the most of it. And that's, I would say, we called his name a few times. And anytime you do that as not just a sophomore, but as a JV call-up, take your pick. Heck, we probably said his name more times than we said Colton Floyd's name out there, and he's a proven leader on this team. So, if you can still play like that and do it game in, game out, you've got yourself a chance. And the other thing is you have to do it well in practice either. And speaking of real quick, I want to atone for something I might have said, that they may not have had a good practice. Well, Coach Sean Pratt basically put that to rest. He said, I'm very surprised because we had a great week in practice. So that begs the question, what happened?
Yeah, we don't know. They just flat out got beat tonight. 42-10, Frisco Centennial over McKinney North. We're going to have stats and highlights coming up on 97.5 KLAK.